Alright, we in business. Business. We can stream on TikTok as well. So put that up real quick and be on our way to continue our playthrough. There we go. And we are good. 10 more seconds. I just gotta move this over. Alright, what do we have for currency? We have no currency, which is fine. What do we have to move over? What do we need? 3 green? What does this do? 25 life? So what is this? Oh, that's 3 linked, and I need that right now. So I think I'd probably rather go for that one right now. Alright. So, let's continue on Act 3, Part 3 of our PoE playthrough. So, first things first is, remember last time we left off, we just got a new armor. We need to be 1 more level for it, and unfortunately, I can't use that elemental damage with attacks because I require a little bit more strength. So, I need to get basically 2 levels to actually access the extra strength here. So, what I need to do is I can either swap to this helmet over here, and a helmet, let's see what this gives us. It gives us some extra life. I'm going to move some things over. So I'm going to move this there, and then now I can move my main skill, which is going to be lightning arrow still. Have a lightning arrow, volley, added cold damage, and we are good. We can also think about adding the added cold damage over to the shrapnel ballista. This is still a 3 link, and eventually we're going to be swapping off and getting something else. And this thing is pretty much worthless anyways. It's not like anything important. So let's go ahead and continue. So at the start of this act, we are going to be going up over here. We're going to still do 3 more trials here, and in the next part, we're going to be able to ascend to our super class, which will be a big upgrade. So we're going to go straight from the starting encampment into the slums. And so in this area, we're going to be looking for an area for the next quest. In fact, you can get the quest. You can talk to the NPCs in town if you want to, but most of the quests in this game, what's cool is like it pretty much, well, just let you start the quest without requiring you to get to the NPC to start it, which is awesome. So in some games you have to like accept the quest first. But yeah. Oh, it's not even over here. Let's see if it's this way.
I'm not up to that just yet.
So we're eventually going to go to the sewers, so it's good to note where the sewers are as we're going to acquire the keys to these sewers. And very soon we're going to be able to get the boots up online pretty soon. This is going to require 30 strength and level 30. So next 2 levels are going to be important because we're going to be able to access this in 1 level. So we're just looking for the crematorium. Oh, I think I have found it. There we go, the crematorium. So we are here, get the waypoint. And we are going to be looking for 2 things. So there is the Trial of Ascendancy. If you see any of these ghosts, you kill them. It's kind of like a loot goblin from Diablo, but they're not gonna like guarantee drop like uniques or legendaries. So I wouldn't say that they're super necessary to go ahead and actually eliminate. Like as far as goblins go in Diablo 3, yeah, you definitely want to get them every single time as it's worth it. So yeah, 2 things here. First thing is the Trial of Ascendancy. There's 3 actually in this act. So we're going to go ahead and go over to this And this one, I don't have the vitality, so I'm going to actually take my time. When you hit the lever, it's going to open up, and if I stand in the fire, we're going to be taking lots of damage. So yeah, we're doing a lightning arrow. Ooh, took a lot of damage over there. There is an item that you can get that should be relatively cheap. It's called Immortal Flesh, and it basically lets you bypass all the puzzles by just walking through everything. It gives you like 300 life per second. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it gives you negative resistances. But for leveling and for the sake of like a process of just going through the campaign, it's totally fine. I also applied a loot filter because my other one was kind of broken. Sometimes what happens is some new item gets updated, and basically right now how it works is certain items, they'll make a different sound when they drop, and it can be helpful, but it also requires you to go ahead and kind of like download some files. So I left it there in like part 1 if you guys wanted to try that out. Honestly, up until the end game you don't really need it. In the end game you will definitely want to have a loot filter, but I would just recommend just playing for now, otherwise it would seem a little bit tedious to go and download other third-party like applications or move around files in your My Documents and like the game folder.
Enough of this.
But later we're going to be getting some massive damage. So we talked to Tolman, he's like knocked out, but now we're going to go talk to Clarissa, and the sewer gate is actually really close. And if you ever need to check if you've done the Trial of Ascendancy in the area, it will tell you right here which ones you've done. So we did the Crematorium, there's 2 more in this act. It's going to be in the catacombs and in the Imperial Gardens. But now we talked to Clarissa, she's going to give us the sewer gate keys as a reward. Careful. And then we're going to go all the way back over here. And it's faster to do it this way versus going back to the waypoint than going at the exit. So yeah, we're doing a run to teach people how to play the game. Yes. PoE 2, man, I'm excited about PoE 2. The beta should be coming out this year, and the new Diablo expansion pack is coming out this year. It's a good year for action RPGs. There's also a couple other games, Throne and Liberty and Chrono Odyssey. So this is a really good year for RPGs. So now we're going to go ahead and enter the sewers, now that we have the keys. And in this area, we're going to be looking for 3 platinum busts. A quest item that will give us a skill point. Oh, you like running Toxic Rain was your favorite?
I'm not up to that just yet.
You wish more players did this? Oh, like did like walkthrough guides? Yeah, Path of Exile, like there's like newer guides. Oh, this is brand new. It's a new thing. But yeah, there are guides out there that are like 10 minutes to teach you like the ins and outs, the beginnings, but it's realistically not viable, I would say. Make sure you get the waypoint for the sewers, it's important. But we're going to be looking for these 3 busts. So you'll see these little stashes. So we're going to need to get the extra strength. So we're going to put 1 point here, 1 point there. So the next level, even though I can use this now, I don't have, do I need this? I could probably get away without clarity, but it's not that big of a deal. I'm going to level up 1 more time just so I can move everything properly. And then at level 30, that's our next big breakpoint. So you can also get another hideout over here. We can go collect this monster corpse. So it's very interesting that you just get to collect the corpse basically for free. Or does he come out? Is that how it works? Oh, okay. Cool. We still don't have boots with movement speed. Nope. So yeah, we can exit here, but I want to find the 3 platinum busts first. This is like important because it's a skill quest. Yeah, definitely. A lot of guides are definitely oriented around you already knowing the game, and it's like your second build or something, and they're assuming that you've already completed the campaign. And the honest reason why I started this is because someone wanted to get into PoE, and I'm just like, oh, just looking up a guide. And they're like, who do you recommend? I'm like, most of the content creators, they upload stuff as if you've played the game before, versus like a newer player's guide, and this is what this currency does, and kind of showing you the ins and outs of how they acquire gear. You'd have to kind of watch someone, but you still would need to like know a lot of information. So you have to collect 3 of these busts in the sewers. The last one might be all the way on the other side. Oh, there is a 4-linked bow. Now, that could be an upgrade for us if I didn't have the Roth's Reach. So anything that's 4-linked, you can consider using in your other skill. But because it's a bow, I've already got the bow that I really like. And I'm pretty much going to be using this bow for most of the campaign. We may do one swap towards the end just for a higher DPS, but for the most part, this will carry us through most of the game. Oh, it's going to be over there, I think. It's just how the action RPGs go. It's always the last one. And also the lightning arrow doesn't shotgun. As in, like, if I'm point blank and I shoot 3 arrows, it's not going to hit the same target 3 times. Which is unfortunate. Skills like tornado shot can, but tornado shot is, like, incredibly nerfed. It just got a massive nerf, but it's still pretty good, to be honest. Okay, so that's our last platinum bust. Now we're going to go to the next area. So I could do a couple things here. So since the waypoint's right here, in this instance, it's going to be faster for us to go back, turn the bus so they don't clog up our inventory because we're kind of out of space here. And then it's going to give us a skill point. And then with the skill point, I can actually get this early now. And now I can have the strength. Oh, this one requires a level. Something else required a certain amount of strength. Oh, this requires level 30 and the other one. So if I was to swap this, which will give us more... oh, this will give us elemental damage. That's what I wanted. And then now I can swap off of this helm at any point. This thing is basically useless, but I need to throw dash somewhere. So I'll throw dash here for now. And then this thing is basically worthless. So I can just throw this on the ground. I could actually have used waypoint and gain a little bit of ground, but I just clicked on the portal. Let's see if this belt is any good. Some extra life, mana. What's this goes? Fire res. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just gonna swap to it. But what we're looking for on belts, ideally, you can get elemental damage with attacks, which will just be damage for us because we're gonna be doing elemental damage. So on belts, what you want to ideally try to go for is elemental damage, life, resistances. But you can't be too picky earlier on. There is an actual really good thing called prism weave, prism wraps, something like that. And I'll show you what they look like once we get enough currency. We just need like maybe a couple orbs of alchemy or one chaos orb. But now we're gonna from the sewers to the marketplace. What is our damage right now on this? 727. Okay. Checking the damage. This thing is very, very strong. Oh, it's got life regen. We got another little orb of fusing. So that's cool. That will let you randomly get links on an item. That thing was like super, super strong. Throw in a couple of these. Open up this thing. Oh, another fusing assassin's favor. Cool. There's a reason why I'm not running Mirage Archer. I like to just one-shot the things. Mirage Archer sometimes can be slower. It depends on, like, if you have the damage to one-shot everything, then that's totally fine. So now we're going to be doing the catacombs because there's a trial, so make sure we get the waypoint there because we're going to come back to the marketplace. So there is a trial of Ascendancy here. Also, we have 2 chains, so most of the stuff will usually melt in one hit. I also like the feeling of just shooting once and everything dying. But here's the Trial of Ascendancy here, so go on in. We might be able to throw in Vitality. Do we have an extra red slot? We do, so I can throw in Vitality as well. So I'm not running Clarity anymore for that mana. So open up this.
You can just pop a potion and just kind of walk through it. It's pretty smooth. Hope in the left hand, surety in the right.
Okay, so we're pretty much good in here. I'm gonna go back to the waypoint, and then after this, we got the trial done. And once again, you can check the trial if you go over here, and that will be second to the that's the second to the last one. The last one will be in the gardens. So you can go back to the marketplace and keep going. Then we are going to be going to the next area. Oh, we'll get this ornate chest. Decanter Spiritus, which would be the marketplace. We're looking for the exit. There we go. So the exit from the marketplace is the Battlefront. You definitely want to get the waypoint over here, as this has like several different areas that we're going to be needing to go towards. Hello, Wild. How you doing? Did the new league just start? Yes, Title. The new league just started today. I guess it's past midnight, so yeah, it started yesterday technically now. See how they live with like a little bit of HP? If I was to run the other option, which is instead of running like elemental damage attacks, we run Mirage Archer. Then we don't get that like one shot. We need to be level 30 for the boots, and the boots will add some more fire damage, which will be extra additional damage for us. Grab this. You can get an upgrade on the flask. So this area, we go to the... this is Battlefront. We should get the waypoint over here. Should be to the left, yep.
I'm not up to that just
Down
yet.
to the left. So now that we got the waypoint over here, we can go towards... Oh, there's this quest over here. This one's like almost... I want to say it's like 100% of the time. It's just barely to the left of this, so you can just go grab this, the ribbon spool. Because you're going to have to take this to Dahlia anyways. But this area has 3 exits. So what we want to go towards is the docks to get an item. Path of Exile still in development? Yes, they have not canceled it or anything. The beta should be coming out this year. And if you spend a certain amount of money in the game, you will have access to it. How much exactly, I don't know. They didn't specify. But I think Path of Exile 2 will be a major, major hit. Because a lot of people just hopped into Diablo 4 for their very first action RPG. And they're itching for more. And there really isn't that many good options for action RPGs. I'd say Last Epoch made pretty big waves, for sure. But unless that game gets a huge update in its like combat feel, I want to say that it may fall short in the next few years. Because the engine itself, I mean, I think Path of Exile 1 feels better than Last Epoch. I still like Last Epoch, and I hope they can get that game to feel better. But the way the game feels, if that makes any sense, is not on the same level. Pretty much, I would say, the main action RPGs is Path of Exile and Diablo. Then you have, like, your other action RPGs, like right now. I genuinely think Torchlight Infinite was a really fun game, but I'm not playing that consistently right now in every league. Oh, we might have an upgrade on a quiver. Quivers can actually give you a pretty good amount of damage too, because you can just get flat, like, cold, fire, lightning damage. There's actually a tool, and I'll show you guys what that looks like, if it's configured right, because there's a code that sometimes you need to recopy. You don't really have to grab the waypoint, but there's Fargraves over here. And I'll tell you to find the plum, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for an item. A green quest item. Can probably run another Quicksilver Flask. But we're gonna get a belt hopefully pretty soon. As long as we get like 1 Orb of Alchemy, we'll get something awesome very, very soon.
You've given
another
me
level
so
up.
much. What can I do for you, Rayclast?
That. There's extra fusers maybe.
I'm
I
not
got
up to
kind of
that.
unlucky, it was super far away. But this area you don't need the waypoint because we just need one thing from it. And we'll be done. There we go, this is the item we need. So it's a supply container.
That would only slow you down.
We're out of room. There we go. Yeah, some of the quest items, they take up a lot of inventory space, which is annoying. But now that we got this, we're good here. Probably clean up our inventory a little bit as well. Alright, so we have some extra skill points. So what do we want? Well, we can solve the mana issue. I'm just going to put 1 point over here. There's a bunch of chance to, chance to shock. And that stuff helps out. Later, you're going to get crit, so you're going to have like a big chance to do it. But it isn't really that bad to grab this node over here. There's also another one where you have a 25% chance to have the resistance value as inverted. So if they have 5% resistance, it'll go negative 5%. So that is a pretty good one. And then there's a 3% chance you'll 300 physical as another one. You can get the exposures. A lot of these are actually pretty good. Unfortunately, they removed. There was a lightning node that was closer by. They did move that one super far away. But another thing to get that is kind of good that we will invest into is over here. There's additional arrow. There's also another additional arrow, and then we don't really have to run the barrage support. So we're going to try to push towards that. We may get some extra evasion as well. So it's kind of up to you. I'm going to grab this evasion node first because there's one where it gives you 100% increased evasion rating from the equipped body armor, which is massive. There's also increased movement speed. If you haven't taken damage recently, you can grab another one, another mastery node not too far away. And with the precision gem, we can start leveling this one up too. Let's see if this is any good. Now, you don't actually really want Pierce in your build. I know it sounds like it's good. There are some builds that can make better use out of Pierce, but we don't actually need it. If we want to get one of these, we can get Hatred is pretty decent. You can also get Grace, which will give us more evasion rating. We'll use Grace later down the line, but it's not that bad to pick it up, and you can start leveling it up for a defensive gem. I think we should have room for it. Do we have enough for Vitality? Yeah, we can throw in Vitality too. Alright, so now we're going to go back to the Battlefront and continue. And we're going to go up this time. Yeah, we need to get the items. The spool is always to the left of the waypoint of the Battlefront, and the sulfite is going to be on the docks. Yeah, we can throw on Grace too, yeah. So this is what Grace does. It's going to reserve 50%. But what does it do if I go to defense? The evasion rating. So this is the number we're looking at. 53% chance to evade, and now we have 67.
I'm not up to that just yet.
So it doesn't seem like much. We're just going to level up Grace right now. We're not going to really necessarily need it because we don't really have survivability issues right now. But Grace and Determination are great for leveling. But we could throw on Vitality. I like that one. Oh, something drop. Oh well. I'm not really too worried about it unless it makes very specific sounds. I like getting all the essences early on. But we're at the point where I'm just going to rely on uniques to pretty much get us through the game. I think that's what it dropped. There's a 4-socket 4-link. Thug's Touch. What does that do? Some of these, I actually don't know what they do, because some of these might actually be new. I've never even heard of that one. Dang, look at this. This is like an old Arch Nemesis monster. This is huge. Peasant Haunted. Didn't even drop anything good. But that's how Path of Exile goes sometimes. It's like a really strong monster. Doesn't drop anything. Sometimes it'll drop amazing, amazing stuff. But what we're trying to do is get to the Solaris Temple level 2. I liked how they marked the strong boxes. That's like actually a really nice like quality of life feature. As long as it doesn't say like freezes you when activated, we're okay. Pick up all the currency items and keep it moving. You prefer clarity? Ah, yeah. I was running clarity earlier, and it's definitely a nice thing to have. But also get instead of whatever we had, we could have gotten hatred. That's fine. Oh, it's actually a pretty good item. I already have a 4 link, 4 socket, but that's another one. Now, could I get something better? Sure, let's use that essence we just got and just slam it on it. Let's see, it's got extra regen. It's got 300. Yeah. Well, the one we have is the colors that I want. So, I mean, maybe I can get Orb of Alchemy for it if I sold it on the market, but it's like whatever. I don't really care too much about that. The chances of it selling aren't that low, actually. But we'll show off the selling later. Just want to try to get to the next area. We're going to get Prism Wraps on level 30. Oh, we just hit level 30. Sweet. We swapped these boots. Now, these boots, now I get a rain of arrows that comes down every single time I attack. If I mix it in with Hex Touch, I can get something even cooler. But yeah, now we're going to actually do like way more damage because I have a secondary attack. I also get added damage to my attacks. We're about to get a huge upgrade. It's a speed shrine. This is one of my favorite shrines in the entire game because it lets you go fast. Very fast. And in the top left, you can see also the duration of the shrine. So yeah, Act 3 is kind of a long act too.
I'm not up to that just yet.
They'll get faster and faster as we go. So now we can get one of our rewards. Doesn't really matter. We get this item, and now we are going to go back to the sewers. Oops, that's the Battlefront. Going back to the sewers, which is over here. And we're going to be able to now use that quest item and open up that. There's also a crafting recipe. And keep it going. Now with Ebony barracks. What's that? Like some elite monster. Just made some crazy sounds. But yeah, we're gonna get Prism Weave, hopefully pretty soon. It's not going to just randomly drop. How it's going to work is we are going to get a Chaos Orb or an Orb of Alchemy, and then we're going to see what it sells for. That one ignited us as soon as it opened up. How is our resistances? So we have 34 fire res, 66 cold res, and 45 lightning res. There's a boss coming up over here, and he can do a lot of dot damage. We can throw in our Grace over here.
My mana is gone.
Oh, I'm having mana problems. Throwing that thing on. I'm trying to stand in the giant AoE that's on the floor. It does damage. Yeah, that's the move that you gotta watch out for. Just don't get hit by him. I know there's a lot, so it can be tough. What Ascendancy am I going to be going? Oh, we're definitely going to go Deadeye. I always like League starting Lightning Arrow because there's like nothing in the game, in my personal opinion, that even comes close to what you can do with very little currency with Ascendancy. So that's the helmet that lets you do the Lightning Warp. So we do Lightning Warp, Lightning Arrows / Ice Shot. There's also a new Transfigured Ice Shot gem. And so after I get some currency, if I feel like playing another build, and because I'm not going to start out running Spectres, that's like, you can't. You could do maybe like SRS, but I think SRS is like so slow in terms of map clear. I mean, it kills bosses incredibly fast. It like dunks on the game, but comparing to how fast you can do teleports, it's really hard to beat. Like making a Lightning Warp base build, oh. So now we go from that last area, which was the barracks. I'm going to go into Lunar's Temple level 1. But if you're comparing like a Lightning Warp, just like a pure Lightning Warp, like you can run it on Ellie, you can run it on Assassin, or even maybe Trickster with the new notables. It requires way too much investment. We're talking easily 20 plus divines. And it's because you have to reach certain cooldown thresholds, and it's not cheap. So to League start like a Lightning Warper is not possible unless you're doing it through bow. You've been dying to run Ice Shot? Ah, Ice Shot's very good. I've used it many times. But lightning arrow is always better, even with like the buffs. Even though ice shot does more damage, the cone that hits them from behind, it's not on the same level. Because this, it doesn't care where the enemy is. It could be behind, to the side of them. It could be in front. That's why lightning arrow is one of the best leveling skills. I'm genuinely surprised it hasn't gotten nerfed. But they nerfed tornado shot this league, so maybe they're like, okay, we won't ruin bow people. But I mean, look at this. It's basically just shoot once and move. Oh, I don't really care what the mods are. I'm just gonna go. It's just faster this way. So we're gonna get, like I said, we're gonna get these 2 defensive nodes and then go back to damage. Watch out, those will explode. This one's like one of those special elite ones, but they're not like out of control. Like some things definitely do more damage, and you can tell. It's a lot of rings. But nowhere near, like, Arch Nemesis when that came out. That was a really terrible difficulty scale. You start to lightning arrow and caustic. Yeah. Oh, so you need to change. Yeah, well, ice shot, it's going to feel slower for sure. But I like doing endgame Vol ice shot. Vol ice shot is better than Vol lightning arrows. Vol lightning arrow... It requires you to get lots and lots of chain, and then it still has to like rotate, where the other one's just way faster. And for me, if I'm not going fast, I feel like I'm not playing the game right. We're gonna get these 2 stone rings. So 2 stone rings will give you 2 resistances. So if it shows blue and red, well, it's gonna give you fire and cold. If it shows the orange and blue, then that's cold and lightning. I like grabbing these if they're white or if they are a rare one, because we can convert the whites into rares, but to convert a blue one into a rare, it requires what's not really worth it. Like 1 mana per second, that's a bust. This is 23 life and mana regen. That's not bad at all, considering it's got it's only 12. It's a really low roll. Goes to 16. This one's like what, 28 life. I think we could swap out that one. It's not bad. So just a small little upgrade there. But later we can just get any random ring for like 1 Chaos Orb that gives us resistance life. Maybe Ellie damage with attacks. All viable. We could actually look at an upgrade for a quiver. We're actually due for lots of different upgrades, but we haven't even gotten another Chaos Orb. And it's okay if you didn't get a Chaos Orb if you're playing too. Like, sometimes it takes a little bit of time, but later you're gonna get a Chaos Orb every like minute, so don't worry. I've just played bow for so long that like everything is like I know how to craft, I know how to do like all the things that we need to do, so it's enjoyable. Like I've done caster, I've done melee, I've done every like sort of build that you can realistically play. Like as in like I've played self cast. I've played totems, a Forbidden Right totem. That league was really good. What was that one? It's like Calandra? The Forbidden Right totem build was probably one of the most crazy things in the game, though, for sure. Which was like a build where you throw down a totem and you just run away, and everything was just super fast. Because how it would work is you would sacrifice your own HP to do damage, but if you threw on the totem would just go to town, and it's like, it doesn't matter if the totem dies. But then it got major nerfed. That's kind of how Path of Exile is. Something cool comes out, you have fun with it, and it gets nerfed. Sometimes certain things last a lot longer. The thing that I've been playing, I'm surprised it has been nerfed. And the reason why I'm really surprised it has been nerfed is one of the guys that worked on the game, he said, no teleport like Diablo 2. We're not having that in our game. I mean, I really like teleport in Diablo 2. If you notice that in Diablo 3, you weren't able to do it. Same thing with Diablo 4. They were just like, no, you can't infinitely teleport. Which, I kind of get it. Because what will happen with a modern game, because graphics are going to be better, usually games don't load their entire map, right? Because it tries to save resource. So I actually think it's designed because the game possibly wouldn't be able to handle it. And that actually makes sense.
I have pursued a greater existence for it.
Oh,
What have you
break
ever
the
done
game.
but serve
Hello, Piggy.
yourself?
This is Lightning Arrow, indeed. Yes, yes.
It's selfishness that slaughters hope.
I actually kind of like Vitality. If you want to level up something and we like right-clicked on it so it wouldn't level up, you can start leveling it up again. So at the moment, there's not really anything that I really want. And you can maybe make use of haste, so it can move a little faster, but that's about it. So Piety, we're just gonna kill her. It's a very easy fight. Take the tower key. Grab the crafting recipe over here. Now it wants us to talk to Gregor, which he's gonna be in town. So now we get a skill point, and we get to get rid of this little thing. Where is it? Quest. There we go. And you can talk to the NPCs.
Watch yourself.
You may get a reward off one of them. Okay, cool. What do you got? Scourge, Arrow, we got Tornado Shot, Blast Wind, Wild Strike, Blade Fury, Storm Ray, Artillery Ballista. I like Artillery Ballista over the Shrapnel one, so I'm going to pick up this one. If you want to try out some of the new skills, Tornado Shot is pretty good. Doesn't do very much damage. And actually, you know what? It got nerfed. I probably wouldn't recommend using it, but you could try it out. So we're going to remove Shrapnel Ballista. Now we're going to have Artillery Ballista. Artillery Ballista is really cool because it shoots out in the sky and then it comes down. It also does elemental damage. So what we could do is we can move Vitality over here, and if we can get another elemental damage with attacks here, that'd be ideal. But I might have to go back to another act to get it. We're going to have to go back to a different act to get it. Sometimes in this game, you can go back to previous acts, and you can get different things.
Yes?
Different vendors have different things. This one doesn't have elemental, so it's not in Act 1. It should be in Act 2. Sometimes they do move around these for whatever reason, as far as like the quest rewards. We buy this from Yina. So we go to purchase items, and we're going to type in Ellie. And there it is, elemental damage with attacks. Boom. And so now, this does 100% physical converted fire, and then we also have added cold damage. Now I don't need Shrapnel Ballista anymore, so I'm just going to get rid of it. No need for it. We have 3 additional skill points, so I'm going to put 1, 2, because you need this one to get this one. And now we're just looking at the evasion rating over here. So evasion rating, we have 1154, and we're going to get this 100%, and it's going to bump it up, basically giving us a huge boost. And so that's how we basically don't take damage, and we don't really need to scale armor, which is awesome. So now with the item, we are now going to be going back to the Ebony barracks, and we're going to hug the right side. This will allow us to get to the next area. Oh, we don't need to throw this one. And we're going to go next zone. Does the build come online around level 30? Oh, we are level 33 right now. So if you're seeing like this gameplay and you're like, I kind of want to swap, it's totally fine. I know there's a lot of league starter builds. What's funny is, like, I'll look at Reddit and people, oh, we got frozen, we might die. Okay, we're good. Oh, these porcupines, by the way, are kind of dangerous. When they die, they explode. And especially if you're frozen, that's definitely no good. But yeah, if you're liking what you see and you're like, can I play this level 30? I'm level 33 right now, so yes. Very easy to play, super budget friendly, beginner friendly, hands friendly. And what I mean by that, so what we're going to try to do is grab the waypoint here, and then we're going to go to the library. But what I mean by hands friendly is your hands will not be sore. There are some builds in Path of Exile where you gotta push all the buttons, and this build is a chill build. It's going to be super fast because we just teleport with our attack. So basically we just attack and it just lets us teleport. You can play this build one-handed. So we got the very final one, which is great, but we want to get the waypoint and we want to do the quest at the library. So there's a special quest, and this is one of the quests where, like, if you didn't have me as a guide or you didn't look this up online or had a friend tell you, it's kind of like back in the days with video games. You know, your friend just had to know from his friend, and it's kind of how the game is. Hopefully going to get the waypoint though. Okay, there's the waypoint. Perfect. There's a secret little candle switch that you're going to hit at the library to access this next quest. Remember, again, trying to get too close to the porcupine when you kill them. If they explode on you, well, it's going to be ripped, potentially. Do you know what I will do in endgame? Well, my plan is, like, I always have backup plan, because we can still go lightning arrow or ice shot, but I want to run transfigured ice shot, which is a brand new thing. And while you can read what the skill does, and it hits in a perpendicular versus in a cone behind, if you don't try it out, you know, sometimes you just don't like the feel of certain skills. I also was going to make like a Spectre build too, with the new Wraithlord helmet, which gives you plus per like socket. You can get, I don't know, 4 additional Wraiths, or no, Spectres. We're going to grab this leather belt. That can actually be an upgrade. Even though I want Prison Weave. Life. Ooh, that is good. Double life. That's an upgrade. Now we have 1k life. Oh, and there's another thing that we can get that will give us massive damage, but I want to get the extra node first, which was this one. And we're going to get insane amounts of damage very, very soon. Okay, so we talked to Sioso and he has tell us about these 4 golden pages. Get the waypoint here. It's very important for later. So what we're going to be looking for is a special candle. It's a special candlestick. This guy is crazy strong. What the heck? He also curses us with temporal weakness. And that's going to make us do less damage, but it's fine. We can skip out on it. So we're looking for a candlestick that we can pull. I'll show you when we see it. It's usually at the edge. But like, you really gotta look for it. It'll say loose candlestick. Dude, heart build's so good. Though, look at it. I mean, it's just, we shoot once and then, oh, see where it says loose candlestick? Like, how would a normal player know to look for a loose candlestick, right? Unless you knew in this area he had it. But now we got to get these 4 pages. We got our artillery ballista, and you can see how the artillery ballista works now. It just kind of shoots up in the air, then it comes down. It's a lot slower in its activation time, but in return, it does way more damage. Because all the little things that come down, when you see it come down, all of those damage things can overlap. So if one person is getting overlapped by, you know, 10 of them, well, it hits 10 times, which is excellent. You can increase the size of the AoE, and that essentially is increasing your damage in most cases. Or if one of the enemies is really big, like a boss, well, that's great for you. So yeah, we're just going to get these 4 pages. And if I want to save a portal after getting the last page, I can just leave. But I'm just going to do this real quick. Alright, so we're going to go back to the library, from the waypoint. I want to talk to him, and he's going to say thank you. Or he's going to award us a gem, so we can get whatever gem we want. Second wind can be utilized. Focus ballista is kind of interesting too, because it makes it so when you attack, your ballista also attacks. It's kind of cool. But what I really like to get is second wind, so I can level this up. So our dash can have 2 charges instead of 1. I don't have a spot for it. Wait, maybe I do actually. Maybe we do. So now our dash will have 2 dashes. It changes the cooldown to be actually slower, but it doesn't really matter as much. You're better off with it. Eventually, once you level it up, it'll be even better. Now we can also go to purchase items, and you can see we got a bunch of gems. The first tab is going to be the active gem. The second one's going to be the support in the same color. It's nice and organized. So whatever you need to go for, if you do want something, well, these are options. Now, is there any massive upgrades to get? Because I don't scale int, there's added cold, lightning damage would be nice. But it's going to require us to scale int, which we are not going to be getting. There's other auras, other things that you can get. I'd recommend just maybe checking out some other bow skills. You can type in the word bow, and it'll go over some of the different bow skills if you want to try something else out. But I'll be honest, you're better off just running lightning arrow. However, there is something cool that we can do with mana forged arrows, which I do want to show off eventually. So what we could also do is we can run hex touch. Let me see if we can get it. So we can run, do we have Hex Touch? Or does it not exist yet? Okay, we might have to progress further in the game to get the Hex Touch support. But there's a thing called Hex Touch, which is really cool. So you can throw on its conductivity, because it'll make them have negative lightning resistance. So this, we can pick up this now and we can level it up, or just keep it here for later so I can remember to keep it. We're going to remove this because I'm not going to be able to use that. Conductivity will lower their lightning resistance, and so we can do more lightning damage. Now, there's another thing called Sniper's Mark that we can actually use. Do I have room? Is there anything else that I'm not using? Technically, I can remove Second Wind, and I can put on this, we can put Sniper's Mark if I want to. Is there anything else we don't need? No, I kind of like having what we have now. But Sniper's Mark, I can put on my left click, and I can mark a target, and it basically just will make the target take more damage. But I only want to activate it on like elites and stuff. So now we're going to go back to the Imperial Gardens, now that we did that. And we're going to use some of those gems later. Like, we're going to come back and maybe use some of those gems. If I had 2 red links, then we could do cast when damage taken, potentially. I think we can get that pretty early on. So now I can do 2 dashes instead of 1. So I get to go a little bit further. So that key will let us open. And so one thing that we got to do now, it's kind of important. Our accuracy must be over our HP for this next step. Now, this is optional if you want to do it. I highly, highly recommend it, because you're not going to get anything else that gives you nowhere near the same amount of damage. So our accuracy rating is 869. So we have to make sure that our HP is not over our accuracy. So what we're going to do is get accuracy rating. So we can actually get it right here. We could have done it before it, but it doesn't matter, because you would really need both to make it useful. So we're going to get these 3 nodes, and then for the other one, we're going to get plus 500 accuracy rating, and then we're going to have minus accuracy per level. So that is very, very important. We could also get the one where it says Dexterity's accuracy bonus instead grants plus 3 to accuracy. So that could be kind of good. So it normally gives you plus 2, so we'd have like another 100, but the other one's way, 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 way better, especially because, well, it lets us cap out on accuracy.
Why do we insist on building mountains? Why not just go and climb them?
And we may need to get a piece of gear with accuracy rating for this later, but for the most part, we want to make sure that our accuracy rating is higher than our HP. And the reason why is we're going to get a special node that removes our ability to crit, which sounds bad, but basically we get a 40% more multiplier. So think of it like most games will give you either 50% more damage on a crit, meaning you get a 1.5 multiplier, or let's say like a double damage on crit, right? Different games do different things, but most games, that's kind of what you get for crit damage, right? It's either double damage or 150%. You can also get more crit multiplier, but in Path of Exile, the multiplier that we have right now is 206 for our crits, but we only have a 9.65 chance of critting in the first place. So our chance to get that big bonus doesn't really matter as much, because I'd rather get 40% more damage at 100% of the time versus 10% chance to deal 200. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's what we're going to be doing. But that one is, it's kind of a gimmick, because you do need to kind of maintain your accuracy rating above your absorbed a lot. So what we could do, actually, where is precision? So I have it on this one. Okay, precision's over here. So what I can do to really help out, because precision will also give us 300. I can run precision instead of that Herald of Ice, which gives us like 8 to 12 cold damage, which is like nothing. No big deal to skip out. I don't think we got the waypoint here, but honestly, it does not matter to grab the waypoint here. Unless we like disconnect, which would be very sad. Oh, it's like on top, so I couldn't get it. Okay. But yeah, that's why precision is kind of good to have, and that's why I put it over there to level up. So I could still level it up. It's totally fine to still level it up. But that's another one where as I increase its level, it'll cost more and more mana. But like this Herald of Ice, it's never going to increase the mana. Unless I did something weird with it. These little bubbles, by the way, how they work is you got to get inside them so you can deal damage. Hello, Lars. How you doing? Yeah, lightning arrows is good for currency farming. I think it's the best. You get this in the goal, and then we're gonna be teleporting around like it's Diablo 2, but also like just one-shotting everything that's not like a boss. So it's very, very good for like getting your money up. Because a lot of builds in Path of Exile, they literally cannot be built in like the earlier stages. They're like only endgame second character. They're not what's called a league starter. This is a league starter. Okay, so once we get to the top, you used to need to do this. I'm pretty sure nowadays though the game has been updated. If you die, you just spawn outside. But
It is woman's purpose to tempt and try.
so this one, he can inflict what's called shock on you. So trying to get shocked. I'll show you what that looks like. There's like these little things on the ground, but we do a lot of damage, so should be okay. I haven't gotten one alchemy or chaos orb this run though. There hasn't been really that many like new like league mechanics in this little part of our play session. So these glassware baubles are for upgrading our flasks, but we're not going to worry about that right now. It's not really worth upgrading the lower tier ones. It basically makes whatever thing either give you more HP, more mana, or if it's something that increases your stats, it might like last longer, like these quicksilver flasks. And we'll talk about upgrading flasks actually, since we kind of blazed through this act.
Have you ever seen the true face of God, Exile? Die!
So don't stand in the little triangle thing that he just threw out. This is actually one of the best areas to be. It's over in the back because this little like thing blocks most of the stuff.
The touch of God!
You can see we're deleting him pretty fast. I mean, this is the act boss, but he has a second form. And the second form actually has something where I think you know, if I didn't tell you, it's one of those like, well, unless your friend told you, you probably wouldn't have done it right. I'll show you what I mean. So yeah, if you stand over here, you can see your shocks. You're gonna take increased damage. Things that would get killed in this game: physical spells, physical damage, and specifically getting shocked. Because shock's gonna make you take more damage. So he comes out, right, and there's just like this swirling little thing around him. And normally you would think, oh, I should not stand right next to him. He's gonna do some like sort of damage, right? But nah, you gotta be within that kissing distance. So shoot once, move, and most of the time won't really be able to do anything. Look, he's already halfway dead. Easy. He throws corrupted blood on you. That's kind of mean. I wonder if that was new. I don't think he's done that before. Sometimes they'll make the game harder. They like consistently just make this game harder because they'll give you more power and usually some other form too. But yeah, this is pretty easy. It's because he can't hit us. Just too much evasion. Woo! No, I think this is our second unique. Now, is this item good? No. Now, if I want to check if an item's worth something, I have a tool that checks it. It's called Awaken PoE Trade. But I could also just go to the Path of Exile website, look up this item, the Gnarl Branch Fencoil. So the name of the item is Fencoil. I'll just throw it up over here, type in the word Fencoil, and see if it's actually worth anything. And it's more than likely not. One orb of alchemy. But sometimes if you have like a perfect roll, there's someone out there that's like, dude, I really want to build this really crazy thing and I need this one item and it has to have the most perfect rolls, and they'll be willing to pay like premium. There are a couple items that I like SNS. It's a really cheap item and I will pay for a premium one because it's a really cheap item and I want the best roll possible. But that is the best in slot even though it's a really cheap item. So the rolls on the item can absolutely determine if the item is worth, like, you know, to put it in money terms, 10 cents or like $100. It's a huge difference between getting perfectly rolled cheap items. But again, this is very, very niche and it doesn't apply to every single item. And there might be only like one person in the whole league that wants to play that one weird thing, and if you have it, man, you're the only person that's selling that perfect rolled one. Yeah, money. But now we're in Act 4, we're almost halfway done with the campaign already. That's crazy, man. But in the next part, we're actually going to go back to Act 3, and we're going to do the trial of Ascendancy, like, I guess, the reward for doing all these different trials. So I'm going to not level up Vitality more. I'm kind of low on mana now. But I don't really have to worry too much about mana. If I end up needing more mana, I can get this thing over here, which lets me get 10% of Leech's instance. That one's pretty good to grab. We're actually going to get Life Leech as well later. There's a 100-foot shadow here. It's a little like elite. It's pretty easy. It comes down and it swoops in. You don't need to kill it, but we'll see if it drops anything good. Oh, it's got to do it one more time. Drop nothing. So if there's an item that's red, blue, and green linked all together, you can trade it for a chromatic orb. And the chromatic orbs convert the colors of the sockets in an item. So if you needed to get, like, if I wanted this to be 4 green, I could just roll it one time, and it would probably hit it. If it gives you evasion, you have a higher chance for greens. If it's armor, higher chance for reds. There are also hybrid armor pieces, and that one could be, like, kind of both. Alright. So, we got another skill point. What are we going to be putting into? So, like I said, we're going to get this accuracy rating. And while we already have, I think, 100%, yeah. We want to get more because we need to have more accuracy than HP. And we're going to be getting this thing called Precise Technique. So, it's basically a 40% more multiplier. So, for some games, it would have like a 1.5, which is like a 50% more damage on crit, right? Where it's a 1.5 multiplier. That's 1.4. This is almost as like getting like 100% crit in a game without needing to get that 100% crit. So we're going to get this, and then we can get this extra accuracy. It's not bad either. There's also this bow mastery over here, where we can get extra accuracy per green sock on a bow. So we can start scaling it to go a little bit higher if we need to. But this thing does have a downside. We can never deal crit damage, but it's fine. It's not a big deal at all. So now we are in Act 4 already, but this is going to go ahead and wrap up this part. I don't think we have any currency. Oh, I have 1 Orb of Alchemy, since we're okay on time here, because I try to keep these about an hour each, because that's good pace here. We're going to look up the item called Prism Weave. I know you can't see the spelling now, but don't worry, you'll see the name of the item. Oh, it's 1 Chaos Orb. Okay, so this thing is like super godly. We just need to get a 1 Chaos Orb. And 5 Orbs of Alchemy, or somewhere around there, is going to be about the price. So, we don't have the currency. So, what can we do? Well, and I still want the item. Let me see if I can muster up enough currency. I have some small stuff to get enough for it. Let's see. So, we're going to go ahead and... what does this do? Crit Multi doesn't help us. 30 dex. I think I need the... do I need the int for this? If we need to find... let's find out. If we need... actually... so, if I don't have the intelligence... well, that's going to ruin Herald of Ice, which I actually don't need. The Dex, and it gives us damage, is probably going to be more valuable, so I'll swap that. So I don't get to use Herald of Ice, that's fine. I'm throwing Sniper's Mark. Great. I'll throw that on my left click. Perfect. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of some garbage here. Oh, this is accuracy rating, some life, some lightning res. Okay, that's not too bad. This one's giving us 50. Okay, that's a small upgrade. Again, accuracy rating is kind of what we're shooting for. Faster attacks we can kind of keep. Now, I don't know if these are actually worth anything. Gem Link Pack Leader drops additional quality gem. Okay. Wait, what is this one? 250. All right, that one's a higher number, so we're going to go ahead and keep that one. We're going to go get rid of all these. Sometimes you'll end up seeing a bunch of junk. 3 to resistance is pretty bad. It does give us strength, which is kind of nice, but I don't need it. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. And then momentum, we're going to get rid of that. Mirage Archery, it's okay, but I don't really care for it. Alright, so what do we have? So we have 1 Orb of Regret. Let's see. That's actually not that bad. But the other one, what does it give us? It gives us extra damage. I'd rather take the damage. If we had room for Steel Skin, that wouldn't be bad either. But what we're going to do now, we don't need Ice Shot either. I'm just going to strike because it's not going to be worth anything. Let's see if we have anything that we can convert that I can instantly see. So, as far as it goes, we can check. Sometimes Fusers are worth it. Like, sometimes like 14 Chromatics. We'll see what the ratio is. So, there's lots of different websites that you can go to. There's also PoE.ninja. This is a great website that shows you the currencies, usually in real time. So you can see all of like the small currencies. So basically, if I was to look at chromatics 10 to 1, so if I have 10 chromatics, which I might have, I have 8. That's pretty close. So I don't have enough for chromatics. Let's see. Fusers 6 to 1. What else do we have? Orber Rets, maybe Orber Ret or Scour. So 1 is worth 2.7. Scour is 4.5. So I don't think we have it right now at the moment. Most of these are pretty consistent. While glassware baubles are pretty expensive. 3 for 1. Sometimes things will fluctuate in price for sure. But just good to kind of just check out the different, conversion rates of these items. And that, again, is PoE.ninja, and then you just click on the currency tab on the top left. It's right here. So you can see kind of what things are worth. So I don't think we have enough to convert anything at the moment. So we're just going to have to keep on playing, keep on grinding, and then we'll eventually get... I mean, if I added all these up, it would be worth enough for 1 Chaos Orb, but I would have to give one person like a bunch of like what some people call change or like trash currency. Check out Vault Orb though. Sometimes that's 1 to 1. No, that is 1 for 5. Again, sometimes in the earlier stages of the league, certain things can be a little bit crazier. But that looks like the current like ratio. So yeah, we're gonna need a little bit more of the currency, and then in the next part we will be able to get our belt, and the belt is going to be a massive upgrade. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed part 3, Act 3, and I'll see you guys in part 4 very soon. So drop a like your way out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Alright, so that one is going to be part 3, so I need to label that one. It'll give you 69 chromes for about 350. Dang, that's a good deal. You probably won't play. It just doesn't seem like too different from the other leagues. Smoking Apex, this league, yeah, I would agree. It doesn't seem that crazy in terms of like what you can do, but there are some new bosses that you can fight, and that's what I'm interested in. There's new T17 maps. So that would be kind of what you'd try to shoot for. And as far as our Ascendancy goes... what do I feel like going? Oh, is this stuff like the Wildwood stuff? Oh, it's because I didn't actually hit the update button. What we could do is I can snapshot a... Oh, wait, hold on. This real quick. Start the upload. It's take forever to upload. Oh. 10 gigs. Okay. I'm gonna put this over here so I can actually do this, and then we'll have that for the POB. So this way, people can still have the POB on every single part. It's just in case like they need it. But give me one sec. How's the new mechanic if I've tried it? Meforium, it's actually really good to get random rares earlier on. That's about it. I haven't gotten anything like crazy good. It's just like just a random rares. I mean, think of it this way. I don't have to throw an essence on something. That's it. That is actually it. But as far as what I want to do for this, because I wanted to see if there's like going to be a harder difficulty to this, and there is, but it's not like that big of a deal. So I'm thinking about getting, we can get Gathering Winds. The Mirage Archer is not attached to you. It's actually pretty big damage as well. Far Shot could be actually pretty good. It's actually really good with the returning projectiles, but we don't have access to that yet. Ricochet is pretty dang good as well. I think we'll probably start off with, we could either get Ricochet. I like the Mirage Archer's not attached to. That one's pretty good, to be honest. I think I might actually go for that one, like earlier on. What would we remove? Yeah, we could go for that and then not have volley. So I can remove volley, get the extra projectiles, and then We could also get the skills chain additional time, because that one is pretty damn good too. Like chain is so sexy to get. So I'm thinking about chain as well. I'm trying to think, what do I want to go? What do you guys think? Should we go for ricochet or occupying force? Bar shot's also not that bad. It's like 60% more damage. You don't like volley? I like volley so much more. Tailwind is always first point? Well, I like that you do get the movement speed, but why not? You have less damage with lesser multiple projectiles. I mean, I just don't think it's that big of a difference. Do you think it's... I know it like hits wider. Its functionality is better. Alright, we could go get it. Where is lesser multiple projectiles? I know for like tornado shot it makes sense. We can get it. Oh, you can get it in Act 1? Oh, we can get it from the Ciosa. It's a huge difference. Leveling with lightning arrow? Aztecs, we've been just rolling through it. What do you think is better? Rain of arrows? Don't worry. I got Rain of arrows covered in the Lionized Paws. I think it's really good for leveling. I like it a lot more. T17 maps. So yeah, I'll let you know if it's worth doing the T17 maps. But if you think it's a huge difference, I plan to swap off of it completely anyways to just get additional projectiles. But we could get it. It's not a huge difference for me. It's just regular huge. Yes. So, well, because what I'm thinking is like, okay, I don't know if we could use like these as an example, right? So if I was super far away with barrage, it would just hit these two. They would hit these two, and it would get like, the spread would hit them multiple times, right? Because this arrow would hit this one would hit this one with its AoE, right? But if I was to use the lesser multiple projectiles, it would hit others that are super far away. What the heck is that? I've never seen that. That looks like a Pokemon. Like, what the heck is that? That doesn't fit Path of Exile at all. What? Has anyone seen this? What is this thing? What did they do to Path of Exile? What is this? They put in anime things in here. Alright, anyways. Rain of Arrows doesn't have that problem. I don't know. I genuinely like Lightning Arrow. It feels really, really solid for me. But, I mean, do you feel like it's because Rain of Arrows is it more flat damage or is it AoE better? Oh, well, thanks before him. Have a good one, mate. Alright. But, both. It's both. Because you don't need a skill projectile. I guess you don't need lesser multiple projectiles if you get that, which that would make sense. Yeah. That would make sense. But, for one out, can we get a... Let me see if I can get a 5-link. Or I could get, like, Fox Shade. Fox Shade is really great. That 30% increased movement speed. I mean, that's pretty hard to beat. Can I get a 4-link? Links 4. 1C. Okay, well, I'd rather get Prison Weave if I had 1 Chaos. So that's gonna be a nope. Am I following a build guide? I'm following my own build guide because I basically play this every single league, and I like it. Well, I want to get the new Transfigure gem. Let me see if we can get that actually. Is it called Eye Shot of Penetration? 2 cones perpendicular. Oh, that's the brand new transfigured gem. So what is the difference on it? Wow, so it does, wow. This is 180% damage, but it's 75% attack speed. So that's a huge boost in damage. Modifiers to number of projectiles don't apply to this skill? Wait, so it's you only get 1? Oh, its projectile pierces 3 additional targets. Wait, what? But it's 100% conversion. Right? Or... That's like very bad though. That's like super bad. So you get 1 that shoots out. I mean, if it like absolutely explodes the target, or I don't know what the goal of this thing is, but I want to try it out. It's the only thing new that like we can mess around with the bow build that's not like a nerf, because we can play the new nerf tornado shot. If I'm looking for a trench gems, the new Ellie hit is broken. Oh, okay. What is that one called? I'll look it up. It's elemental hit of the spectrum. Oh, it just does all... Wait, it does all the damage? Holy... This is what you're talking about, Aztecs? This one, right? That is actually pretty insane. Hello, Christopher. Yes. Oh, that is pretty cool. So, yeah. I mean, you throw this on plus Trinity, right? That's what I'm guessing. 30% chance to free shock and ignite. Wow. Huge. Thank you for letting me know. I had no idea that was a newer gem, but it's a couple Chaos Orbs, so it's going to be a no for now. But yeah, I guess we're going to go with Tailwind. You go with Tailwind. All right. Just so we can move across as fast as possible. Oh, okay. So what does it do on the end? Look at these numbers. All right. And now is it plus to bow skills is going to be worth it? Ooh, that is pretty big. And so we can get it to what? Like plus what? Plus 1 or... I don't know how hard it's going to get plus 1 of... Is it Dex? We can go for a plus 1 and then maybe a plus 2 level of socketed gems. I mean, you get an insane amount of damage here, for sure. Well, thanks for letting me know. I'll definitely be on the lookout for that, for sure. But what we got to do now is... I wanted to... Yeah, we're running Sniper's Mark now, so we'll do a little bit more damage. So yeah, let's go back and do the... Let's go. Alright, so now we are in Act 4, but we're going to go back to Act 3, and the reason why is we're going to ascend to our superclass, so this is going to be very important. We're going to do this at the very beginning. Actually, just kidding, hold on. Not yet. I need my other thing. Hold on. I need my own guide. My own guide for 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is it right here. So, Lab, Indomitable Spirit, and that's it. Wow. Act 4 is very, very short. Very, very short. Alrighty, so welcome back to Part 4, Act 4 of our new player's guide. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to Act 3. And the reason why is because we're going to send to our superclass, the thing that I've been talking about for a while. Fortunately, we didn't get really lucky with currency, so we can't get Fox Shade. But if you can get like Fox Shade or the Prison Weave Belt, that would help out. So we're going to click on, this is very important. So you go and you click on specifically this area over here. And if you didn't do any of the Trial of Ascendancies, then, well, you got to do those. So if you're watching the playthrough, we did all of them. That's how I accessed it. You click on it. And if you didn't, you missed out on maybe one of them for whatever reason. Sometimes, you forget to click on it. You just type in Trial of Ascendancy, Path of Exile, and you go to the PoE wiki or fandom. And you just scroll down, and it's right over here. It tells you where all of these are. So we're just doing the first one. So the first one are these ones, and then the next ones are going to be these ones. We'll do those ones later. But we're going to get the waypoint, and we can always travel to it by just clicking on it. Now this area is a little bit different than the other areas. And the reason why is if you die, well, you don't really, you have to do the whole thing over again. But don't worry, you can do it. Alright. And ideally, you want to get armor. If I had armor, I would throw it on. Now, this area can actually change daily. You can like Google the Path of Exile Labyrinth. There's a website for this. But pretty much you just go. There's nothing too special. There are secrets. There's hidden like exits in here that you can access sometimes if you like look out and then you see like a hole in the wall. But this area is level 33 and we're 35, so it should be pretty easy.
I'm not up to that just yet.
We're just gonna keep going. Got a strong box. Now, I really recommend not to click on the strong boxes here, and the reason why is because if it has frozen plus explodey, or there's a monster that's like unstoppable and it's not gonna be able to like die within a few seconds, then skip out on it. Because dying here means you have to do this whole thing over again. Now, you don't have to do all the little trials again. That'd be way too mean. But there isn't really like a good map here either. So I can mark it with sniper's mark. You'll see where it's marked with the little like, that's an arrow and then like a little bow. It's green. What we're looking for is the exit over here. And this area is a little bit different. I'll show you what I mean by that in a moment. So if you look at this, it kind of tells you where you need to go. The very first one is so easy it doesn't really matter, but later it will matter. So now we're coming up to the first fight of Azaro. So there's a couple things that you need to watch out for. When he's doing his jump attack, you want to constantly move for sure. So.
Claim your inheritance.
So when he does that giant leap attack, move out of the way. Just shoot once and move, shoot once and move. And you'll be okay. But if you can kind of hear him winding up, you're going to be doing his slam. But it's pretty easy. So you can't kill him on the the first time you fight him. You actually have to fight him several times. So you get him down and then you keep it going. Alright, so we got him down. We actually should try to set up with a what's called a mana forged arrow setup. We need more sockets in these things, so we'll add some more sockets potentially to this thing. I'll just throw these in here because it's kind of gonna be the best in slot for a while for our build. Especially if we add Hex Touch, then we can have basically auto curses on the enemy, which I really like. So the first one, you don't really need to read too much where to go, but sometimes there are going to be traps just like there were previously. And I recommend you could drop your Quicksilver Flask because these are kind of hard. So you can see now, if we go to this area, we don't really need to go to this area because this area will go to the next area. But this area can also lead to the next area. So if I go here, click over here, while I'm here, I don't really need to go here, so I'm going to bypass it by going to the other side. And hope that I don't have to go through a bunch of traps. If there's a bunch of traps sometimes, I will just go through the other level. It can't be worth it. But we'll see. Oh, that was a Chaos Orb. Perfect. Hey, that's all I need. Now I get my Prison Weaves and I'm good to go. We're lucky that there weren't any spike traps because that could have been an easy rip. Now, I've played this so many times, but take your time on these. So you can see that way I didn't have to go through the whole other level. It was just like half a level, if that makes any sense. But you should do that, Aztecs. Definitely. You went to Last Epoch? The Last Epoch's kind of fun. I enjoyed that game too. I've got like 200 hours in that game. I enjoyed it. Just shoot and move, shoot and move. That's the one attack that we gotta dodge because we have no armor. Now, we have a good chance to dodge it, but if that just, you know, that dice doesn't roll for us, it's a goodbye. So that's the jump attack. He's a very fair boss. I feel like out of most of the bosses in PoE, he's the most fair. Because there are some bosses where, like, if you don't kill him fast enough, there's too many, like, big puddles of damage over time, and it's very frustrating to deal with.
Can't stem this tide.
But as long as your turrets are up, you just keep on hitting them and moving. He will go down. There we go. And then the next one will be the final one, but it's also the hardest one. Oh yeah, I know about the PoE lab, but I think it's best for people just to learn how to do it. I mean, it is definitely a great resource because it lets you skip certain things, and if people do want to farm the enchant. So this one we got the fire thing. I'm pretty sure on this one you always have to take the fire route. So I'm just going to go walk through it. So this one, the area will be coated with fire over duration. Just need to get to the high ground. So we'll wait for it to not be on fire. There we go. Oh, we got slowed. We can actually modify the flask too. I forgot about that. We'll do that after. Throw down a couple of turrets here so we don't get hit. Because in this area, again, the game doesn't pause. So this one, these don't have any mods, right? But these are transmutes. These are super cheap, so it doesn't really matter. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit all these with a transmute. And now we have reduced effective shock, increase elemental resistance. This is the only important one, honestly, to get is remove corrupted blood. That's the only one you're looking for. If you don't hit that one, you can roll alterations on things, but I just like to do it on the Quicksilver Flask because I can use these till pretty much the end game. Get that transfer. There we go. So we just gained some extra resistances while it's up, though, not like 24/7. So these, you can actually skip the gap by just using dash. Alright, let's see where we are at. So this one can lead us here or here, so it doesn't matter. And the other route had potentially like the fire thing, and I don't like doing with the fire thing because it's slow. Oh, the dark shrines. Yeah, those can definitely help out for sure on the labs. Going to be over here, but sometimes you can find secrets, which is kind of cool. I think the lab is actually a pretty cool form of endgame content. Like, you can consistently do this. Now you're gonna have to do it on a harder difficulty to do it at the end game, but I actually think it's a very cool concept. Let's see, is this the, whoops, we just walked back to the same area. Let's see, so this one is the silver cache. Okay, so we don't want that. We want to go to the other area, and so this one should be to the right. Sometimes it can be relatively accurate, like in terms of where you need to go.
An aspirant can afford to be promising. An emperor must keep.
So for the boss, if I want to remove volley, because technically it gives me less damage, I can run like faster attacks or something, but it only shoots one arrow. I actually wouldn't really mind just running volley in it, just so it lets me like not really have to like look at them. But we were talking about in the chat earlier, greater multiple projectiles versus volley. I personally like volley because it doesn't reduce your damage as much, and you can hit like the target in the middle much easier. It depends on, I guess, what you're shooting at. If you want like better like AoE in some circumstances, I would say greater or lesser multiple projectiles would be better. But like the damage that you lose, I think is like only a few %, so it's really not that big of a deal.
Stay the course.
Almost got him. Almost. Just throwing those siege ballistas so it distracts him. Watch out for a slam. You actually just dash out of it, but sometimes there's other traps that can happen in this area. Like this one doesn't have any traps, it's the first one, so it's like really easy. But yeah, one of those slams could be ripped.
Don't give up your life.
Ooh, we got amulet. What else do we get? We can maybe use nothing else though. I mean, I can sell it for small amounts of currency to the vendors, but now we're going to the Ascendancy chamber. Open up our rewards. We got an orb of alchemy. Woo! Now I have 2 orbs of alchemy, I think, right? And I got our 1 chaos orb. So we're gonna go Deadeye. We're gonna hit Ascend. And now we get a skill tree. He's talking too much. Alright, let's Let's let him finish. And then we can also go to the divine font, so we can get a gem to be a random transfigured gem of the same color. I don't really care about Herald of Ice. So ideally what we'd want is the new elemental hit one, or the new transfigured ice shot. So hopefully we can get the same one, or we can add 8 quality. What do we get? Oh, we have Scourge Arrow of Menace, Blade Blast of Unloathing. Let me go ahead and go to the Path of Exile trade website, because I don't actually know what these are worth, and I didn't have Awakened PoE trade open. So, let me see what these are worth. What is it? Blink Arrow? Mirror Arrow of Bombarding Clones. So let's see if this is worth anything. This is worth 2 Chaos Orbs. Okay. Now, Blade Blast of... What is it? Unloading. That is worth a lot less. This one over here, Scourge Arrow. I'm just typing it on my other monitor, so... what is it? Alright, Scourge Arrow of Menace. Let's see if that one is worth 1. So the best one is Bombarding Clones. Let's go grab this one. Wait, what is it? Oh, is it Blink or Mirror? Oh, it's Mirror Arrow. Yeah. Mirror Arrow. Oh, let's try out the skill too. Yeah, the lowest one is 2 Chaos Orbs. So this one is going to be the best one for us. So cool, we got something else. So what does it do? It fires some arrows at the target destination. When the arrow lands, a clone is summoned. The clone is a minion that uses your bow and your quiver to fire arrows into the air and land around the target. Interesting. And then we got a unique item, which is the Knight's Hold Black Maw Talisman. So level of socketed gems. Socketed gems are supported by Chaos, Blind, Cast when stunned. So maybe you do some self-stun sort of a thing, but I don't see any great use out of it. I don't think this thing's really worth anything. I don't think it rolls. So Knight's Hold. Let me check out. Again, we can just go here, type in Knight's Hold, and find out if it's worth anything. The better thing to do is just use Awakened PoE trade. It makes things 1,000 times easier. But there we already opened up our treasure chest, and now we are going to. We already selected this, but we're going to put in those points. So there's a skill tree in a skill tree. He was talking over it, so I was going to wait. So what I like to get, I think the Mirage Archer one's pretty good. You can get Ricochet if you don't happen to have the same bow I have. It's really nice to have this chain. I really like to get chain, Far Shot, Focal Point, and Gathering Wounds. Now, which one do you get first? Well, Tailwind increases our action speed. So that's basically a multiplier of our movement speed, attack speed, and our actions of placing down the ballistas. There's actually, I think there's like totem placement speed or something like that. I don't think it's a cast speed thing, but we're going to go into this because we're going to be faster.
Action is coming.
It was my first league. I played the game back when there was only 3 acts, so I played before there was even leagues. So, yeah, when there was 3 acts and that was it. Alright, so now that we've done that, we can actually start Act 4. And now we're going to be way more powerful. The first thing I want to get is the Prism Weave, because that gives us way more damage. We can also sell this item, but I also want to test it out really quick, just to see what the heck this thing does, because I want to say it might be brand new. I haven't seen it before. So let's go ahead and test out this, and then we can see kind of how it interacts. We can also look at the Elemental Hit, if we can purchase it. That's another newer gem, because I always like to try out all the new things. So let's try this thing out as our main skill. So instead of Lightning Arrow, we now have this. Oh, that's kind of cool. And this actually casts... What I find interesting is it actually has all of our equipment. This could actually be a pretty good thing for really weird things. I don't know what I would do with it, but that has some potential. I think I would love to mess around with that in the future, for sure. But yeah, that's an item that we're going to actually just sell. So we had to test that out real quick. So what we're going to do now is I can show you guys kind of how to trade. Now it's going to require a premium stash tab, which you do have to actually purchase. Or you can list it in like the forums, but honestly it's not even worth it. I'm just gonna show you guys basically how it works. You have to get a premium stash tab. It's literally $1 in real money. You have to go to the microtransactions. Don't worry if you don't want to buy it. I'm just showing you how to do it right now because it's part of like the guide if you want to learn how to like trade items. So we'd go into the microtransactions. Oh, this is my list. Where's the shop? Okay. So what it is, they usually have some sort of specials, but what it's called is a premium stash tab. So it's upgrade to a premium stash tab. It's $1.50, I think, is the conversion rate. But usually they don't let you buy like $1, so you'll probably have to spend, I think, 5. Let me see what the ratio is so I give you the accurate. So the lowest you can buy is 50 points, and it costs 15 points. So yeah, it's basically $1.50. But you don't have to do it, but I'm just trying to teach you guys. So what I would do is I would right click and go to public, each item individually priced. I'd hit yes, and it only works on the premium stash tabs, not the regular. So we go to stash, right click on it, go to negotiable price, and right now it is like 2 chaos orbs, I think is the price that it's going for. Now if I wanted to sell it faster, I could list it for 1 chaos orb and it would probably sell instantly. But we'll price it at 2 because I also need to buy another item, so I'm not super needing to rush this. So this is the item that I kind of want. This, and there's another ice shot that we can try out, but the ice shot one will only cost an alchemy, so we can actually try that one out right now. So it's called the ice shot of penetration. Now unfortunately, number of projectiles don't apply to this skill. Oh dang, those ones already sold. Before they had some for like 1 orb of alchemy. Maybe that they all sold out. Well, we'll try this one out eventually. I don't want to spend a chaos orb on this. I'd rather get prism weave, which is the belt. This thing is going to give us massive damage. Huge. Okay. So the stat that's like kind of important on this, we're just going to go and search for one that is only going to cost 1 chaos orb because that's our budget. So I want the one that's going to give us the most amount of resistances. Cool, perfect resistances. And as far as the damage numbers, they don't really roll that big of a difference. This one is 14. I'd rather have the extra resistance here. So let's go ahead and get this one. So we're going to go whisper him, and we're going to try to get this prism weave. And this will give us a big amount of damage. Big damage with this thing. So if he doesn't respond in 5 seconds, I'm whispering someone else. I'm whispering someone else. Then we'll do it again. And, oh, there we go. So if the first guy doesn't respond, that could mean that the other guy sold it, he's AFK, he's too busy, whatever the case may be. Doesn't really matter. This guy is, I know he's actually fighting a boss right now, so what I'm going to do, to be time efficient, I have 2 more orbs of alchemy. What can I get with this? Well, I definitely need a better quiver. Now, this is a tool called Path of Building. It's the community fork build. So I can go ahead and I can import my characters, PC, and I just import my character over here and it'll import. See if this guy's ready to trade. I think he's loading in. But what I'm going to do is I can import my character and then I can go to items. See if this guy's ready. Okay, let me go trade with this guy first. But this is all optional. I'm just showing you guys the ins and outs as Path of Exile. I mean, it's got so much that you gotta like learn with this game. Okay. So first things first, let me show you how much damage we get with this thing. So our damage here is 1332, right? I throw this bad boy on. Boom! 2145. Like, just massive damage. And if I activate a flask, boom, we get extra damage because we get increased elemental damage with attack skills during any flask effect. So it just, our numbers go through the roof with this. And I think this like doubles the damage of like the little arrows that come down with Lionized Paws too. So definitely a huge win on this thing over here. So this again is optional, but I linked it in the very first video where I talk about like the Path of Building and what is it, Awaken PoE Trade and all the other tools that are optional. But since I'm doing it with my character, you're going to want the same things, so you can just kind of copy what I'm going for in a sense. So if I need an item, I might have to import my thing. Oh, it doesn't have the session ID. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm just going to find whatever has the most elemental damage because it requires us to, I think it's like F11. What is it? Function F11. Oh, wait, no. Is it F10? Oh, I forgot what the hotkey was for the possess ID. There's a way to get your possess ID. You go into the game file, but I'm not going to worry about it right now, actually. I'll do that maybe in the next part because it basically allows you to scan your character and it'll find the best item based on what you're using. I already know what the best stuff is going to be. It's usually going to be attack speed as well as like elemental damage, but I'll put the possess ID for the next one and we'll spend this. We'll just buy this for right now. We're good. It'll be enough. Okay, so we have another skill point here, and we were going to get the accuracy. And the reason why is because our accuracy right now is 1133, which is a little bit above our life, but we're just going to get this, and then 1, 2, so we need what? 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in 5 levels, which would be 41, our character's going to do crazy amounts of damage. All right, so I think, what were we doing? Oh, that's right, we just just listed that item. We can also list this item. I guarantee you, since that one item here, I'm going to change the price of this because it didn't sell very fast. I'm going to put 1 Chaos Orb, and you'll see if you list something for far under what it's worth, people will start whispering you, and you'll see, hopefully it will sell really, really soon. Oh, see, there we go. And I'm just going to right click, invite to party. And literally just because it's 1 Chaos, these aren't even humans sometimes, these are robots. And I don't care that I'm selling it for 1 Chaos Orb less. Doesn't bother me at all. So, you can see it when an item is underpriced, people will just like, instantly, they're like, oh my gosh, I can make a profit. But like, it's such a small amount of profit. Getting 1 Chaos Orb right now will make our character potentially so much stronger. This guy, is he broken? Go trade. Maybe he's trying to get his Chaos Orb or something. Okay. So, there we go. Literally just the difference of 1 Chaos Orb. Sometimes, to me, it's like hilarious how much of a difference that makes to someone. And I can get like Tessalio's sign. I can get like a lot of different things for, you know, 1 Chaos Orb. We'll mess with this Chaos Orb later. I'll buy something else. But I just wanted to get rid of it now because sometimes in the very beginning of the game, an item would be worth something. And then later, it's not worth anything. Like, it could go down to like 1 Orb of Alchemy. Which at that point, I'm not even going to bother trading. Later, I don't even want to trade for anything that's less than like 10 Chaos Orbs. And then I get to the point where, like, if it's not a Divine, I ain't even going to go back to town. So, oh, we just got, what, 4 or 5 gloves? How many gloves just dropped on this thing? That was crazy. I definitely need a glove upgrade here. And we're just looking for basically life. Ooh, Gem Cutter's Prison. That's another Chaos Orb. Perfect. But yeah, we definitely could use an upgrade in the glove department. This extra elemental damage with attacks. This thing is way too tanky. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to identify all these gloves. So we got increased attack speed, that's good. Ooh, attack speed, life, double good. What does this give us? 8%. It's so small, it doesn't really matter. Physical damage, we do have some conversion. Dex, fire, resistance. I mean, that 40 to life is pretty good. But I can't move Grace somewhere else. Does have any... It has 35 life already. Oh, well then that's like barely an upgrade. It's like 5 life. We would get... Yeah, it doesn't even have like added damage. Surprisingly, ours are still pretty good. Well, congrats, Aztecs. You got 4 div today. Did I remove my cookies? Oh, you're saying for the little possess ID thing? Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes that you just gotta reset that thing in that application. It like maybe there's an update. Actually, there is an update on because there's a new season that just came out. But anyways, Act 4, we just go straight to the dried lake, and then we're gonna look for the banner, which usually is around. Let me see if I missed out on it. So usually it's around here. Ah, there it is. I almost skipped it. So there's a boss over here. This guy, he's not like an act boss or anything, so he's easy. But we can maybe look at getting 5 link armor. It's definitely a possibility. Or we can get Fox Shade. A 4 link Fox Shade would be an upgrade too, because we can get 30% movement speed on that. Oh, we got a quiver. Oh, that's actually a good quiver. Like actually. So this is pretty nice because it gives us strength, dex, int, cold damage, attack speed. Like that was like a genuinely awesome find. So our damage over here, so we go from 23, so we got like another 100 damage, but we get strength, dex, int. Like the strength and int are kind of nice, and then yeah, it's just overall really great. Surprised that one still gave us a good amount of stats. So that was a really great unique that we got, and this is a really cheap unique. You could probably get it for like an alchemy. So, but we only need to grab the banner, and then we're done with this area. So we can go back to town, and we're gonna go to the other area. So Act 4 is actually quite short. So we're gonna go to the area now that we have the banner, and we're gonna go to the next quest, which is the Indomitable Spirit. And we're gonna be zooming, and we're gonna go even faster if we get Fox's Shade, which we might buy at the end of this act with 1 Chaos Orb, a 4. Getting a 5 link one might not be a viable option, but that'd be great if we can get a 5 link one. I think Fox's Shade is pretty good. He's 30% movement speed. There's nothing else that's going to really give you that. But how Nico works is there's like these little sulfite deposits. You click on them and it gives you, you see, they almost look like coins on the minimap. This is what they look like. You click on 3 of them. This is optional, by the way. It's for like a different like league mechanic. So we're going to mines level 2. I forgot if the quest is mines level 1 or 2 for the spirit. But there's a spirit that you're looking for over here. And I've done this quest like 1,000 times. But we can go back if we have to, because this build is incredibly fast. But there is a spirit that we will be getting a quest skill point from. This is the only skill point quest in the game. And then that's it. That's like the only thing that you need in this entirety of this act. Oh, that's the next area down there. But yeah, we're looking for the Indomitable Spirits quest. Let's see. He doesn't. It's not telling us. All right, this is good. Oh, there it is. The spirit. So it is level 2. Well, when you see that, run away. Should be pretty self-explanatory, but we can. If it's any of these elites, we can cast the sniper's mark on it. We'll grab that, and then we just gotta click on this, and we talk to Tsuni, and he will give us a skill point. But I'm gonna do it once we get to the waypoint, because it'll be faster that way. And then with the next few skill points, we won't even have to be like level 41 because we're going to get a skill point off of this quest. Oh, it's a 4 link. Nice. But we already have a 4 link, so we don't need to worry about it. But if you want to pick it up and try to sell it for 1 chaos, you probably won't get 1 chaos. Maybe an Orb of Alchemy if it's the base that someone wants. And it happens to roll the right colors that people want. And for every build, it's going to be different. What is RS3 Aztecs? You're not talking about RuneScape 3, right? Because you're talking about Black Desert. Is it hard to make a unique... Wait, is there any reason why games like this and Last Epoch and Diablo have similar abilities? Well, I mean, it's like in any video game, right? Like a first-person shooter, you have your ARs, SMGs, shotguns, snipers, right? That's kind of like the generic stuff. All right, so this is actually important, and I'll talk more about what your question was. So, Lady Dolly, you talk to her, and you have 2 options. You can go to catacombs, or the other one doesn't matter. You have to do both of them. So, what we can also do is we can go back and get her skill point from the Indomitable Spirit quest by talking to this guy, Tetsuni. And, whoops, Deseret Reward. There we go. Now we got another skill point. But going back to your question, like, yeah, there's going to be arrows that shoot out. There's a charged up shot. That's kind of normal. So we're going to get this one. It's going to give us plus 500 to accuracy rating. So our accuracy rating is going to go from... Where's accuracy rating? So it's this number where it says 12 to 23. So at this point, we're not going to get 2k life for a long time. So the next 1, 2, 3 skill points are going to be massive. It's going to be a huge night and day difference for our DPS. It's going to go... So we have 40% more damage coming up. But we also lose our crit, so it's more like... I don't know what the exact calculation is. Probably like 30-something% more damage. It's still big, though. It's a major upgrade. Major, major upgrade. There's another thing where you can get lightning non-crits or like lucky. I think they might have actually deleted it out of the game. It was a thing that used to be really good. But unfortunately, lightning is super far away anyways for Deadeye now. It used to be super close. They used to give you 1 lightning node. And I would always get it because it was the non-crits or lucky. And so what a lucky hit is it rolls the damage twice, and it's very important on lightning damage because lightning damage, it hits from 1 to 100 damage, right? Like just as an example, compared to other skills that are like 30 to 45, right? Like let's say like a cold skill or a fire skill. But lightning, it's more chaotic in the way that it rolls. So if it rolls twice, you get way more value on the lightning one. You could also identify these. Oh, we might be dead. Oh, cool, we survived. See how it says that one instantly froze us as soon as we opened it up? Yeah, that's no good. We'd actually convert this one too. Extra charge is cool. That's a usable. we can also augment it. Let me show you guys this since I haven't shown off. So the transmute converts it to a white to a blue, right? We can also convert a blue, if it only has one stat, to have another stat. So this one removes immunity to ignite. Cool. Another nice bonus stat. I like the corrupted blood immunity. Getting additional charges is good. There's ones, a lot of the life flasks, I believe it's called seething. I think it's called seething. Where it gives you like it instantly. So like you get less HP. So let's say it heals you for 1,000 over like 2 seconds, right? It's more like 4 seconds or something like that. But instead it'll heal you for like, instead of 2,000 over 4 seconds, it heals for 1,000, but it's instant. Probably need to reduce the volume on that one. We don't need the this is the default loop filter that's in the game. I wanted to redo my other one because there's a bunch of errors on my old loop filter because they removed like the veiled chaos orbs in the game for like how it, I guess, drops. If you see any 2 stone rings, pick them up that are white or yellow. I'm just gonna skip out on that thing. But yeah, big damage coming up. But thanks for the share of the live, Bryce. But going back to your question, Mama, about the skills being the same in all the action RPGs. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to come up with newer ideas in the action RPG genre, but Path of Exile probably comes up with the crazier ideas. I really like Last Epoch's design. The reason why is because a lot of their skills have skills inside of skills inside of skills. So what I mean by that is a certain skill can activate another skill. So you can basically level up 2 different skills, and you only have to play with one. So it allows a very smooth gameplay experience without having to push multiple buttons. Because a lot of people, they just want to pick their one skill and go. When you incorporate lots of, like, cast this to curse the enemy, then do this, people don't play it. The reason why I know this, not because like Blizzard has secretly told me this information, because they do have all of the data, and as Diablo partner, I've asked them for it. They don't give it up. Because I want to know like the data between like what people are actually playing. But I have my own data because I upload build guides, and I've had guides hit over 100,000 views. And a lot of the builds that do worse in terms of views are the multi-step, DMO, activate, triumvirate in Diablo, which is like a lot of builds that give you big damage. Like the big heavy hitters require you to do step XYZ, and most of the time people just want to use their one skill, so it's kind of one-dimensional in a sense because of that reason. If you make the skills too complex, like you have to hit a target that is burning, and the burning doesn't apply automatically, it has to be a very specific skill that applies a debuff, people just don't want to play it. That's just the reality. So as far as this boss goes, kind of off on a tangent over there, talking about a different subject. All you need to do is pick up the little Kinder egg, and you're going to be good to go. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to the same area, so we're going to teleport back to the Crystal Vein. But you can't miss out on this waypoint. But yeah, you're going to get the blue egg, the red egg, and you're going to combine them like Exodia, and you're going to get a surprise. So now we are going to put a point over here. You can actually go this way too, and you can get the extra life. What we're going to do is we're going to go over here. Wait, how many points is this one, actually? If I take a point on that, it's 1, 2... No, it's going to take longer. I want this as quickly as possible. I can repath later, and it's okay that we go this route because I don't mind grabbing this, and we were going to get more HP as well. We're going to get the extra increased life. We have no life mods on the armor unless we get like Fox Shade. But let's go to Duresto's Dream. So now we've completed that side. We got to do this side. Like I said, 2 eggs, combine them. I'm just going to open it up. Oh, that was a elite right there. Oh my, look at that. That's chain, by the way, when it bounces to the other target, and our arrows chain 2 times because of this Roth's Reach, which is awesome. But we want to ideally get an upgrade on the chest piece because I'd rather have 30% extra movement speed. Maybe we can get that. And the awesome thing with Path of Exile, for the most part, this game doesn't really have caps on like attack speed or movement speed. I don't actually know what the cap is. I'm sure there has to be some sort of cap, but like it's unrealistic to hit it. You don't get like inverse multiplicative returns on like movement speed or attack speed as far as I'm aware of. There might be some breakpoint at like 500 or something, but like there's videos out there if you go to YouTube fastest attacking, and it just basically, you know, the servers will basically just die down. Like it's just, you can't really get a cap on your attack speed. You'd be doing it for memes at some point because you do 0 damage, but they allow you to do it, which is pretty awesome. The riot shield, there's no riot shield in this like game. Oh, you're talking about when we're talking about like different weapons in video games? Well, I think the riot shield's very annoying in Call of Duty. I mean, it's fun once you get to the point where like you've had enough fun in the game and you want to start trolling with other things, just like people do in Path of Exile. Like in Diablo, I've made some pretty meme builds too. I had well, some of them weren't that bad though. Like I made Chain Lightning in Diablo 3, which is not supposed to really exist, but you can do some really wacky things in the game if you know what you're doing. But yeah, in this area over here, we're just trying to progress and get to the next area. But yeah, our next upgrade. Oh, it's the next point, guys. The next level, huge, big damage increase. And I'll show you how much damage we get. It's going to be massive. So now with this thing, we haven't really messed around with it in a while. So let's mess around with the new lead mechanic as we have not messed around with it. Let's go. Let's go on in. So let's see if we'll get something good. So we're going to go, oh my gosh, plus 50 to life. Okay, cool. Then we're going to put in explicit modifier, and let's add something else. Increase mana, quality, reforge, socket number 30. Oh, that's, whoa, that is, wait, 30 times? That's great as sockets, though. Okay, I want to craft a better ring, though. So, like, this is what I want to throw in, and I'm done with it, so I'm going to craft it. And I like how you can just go whatever I want. Like, I need another ring. So, craft me a ring. So, I think what do we put? Life and resistance? So, it's got, we didn't even get the life on it. So, it's not even like I thought it had, like, was it like 50% chance to get more life, and just didn't hit it? So, what does it give us? It gives us 7 to all. I mean, it's really not that great. I mean, my rings are garbage as is. This is what? Life, mana regen? It's pretty bad. We can do another one maybe. Scarcer, so this would mean you would get less. You know what I find interesting is I almost kind of like just doing one random thing. Like, okay, let's say I don't even need, wait, armor can roll haunted modifiers? I don't even know what a haunted modifier is. I want to craft a haunted armor. You know what we can also throw in? Like, I almost feel like this might be a waste because it's only 30 times. You know what? Let's just craft it. And let's go to armor. Let's go to body armor. The problem is that I can't specify one. Like, I want it to be dex based, right? Well, we got a rare. I feel like all this is really useful is just to get a random rare. That's still useful, though, in the leveling. But later, we're probably going to get way better ones. But I figured we have some fun with it. Show off the lead mechanic. Yeah, our rings definitely need an upgrade. And so what I can do for upgrades is I think we still have one chaos orb, right? Okay. We'll look for a better ring in a moment. There's our 4 link over there. Cool. But we don't need it because I already have some good boots. But eventually we're going to get Hex Touch and we'll throw like Elemental Weakness. Is actually what I'll probably throw on. We can also do Sniper's Mark on Hit support. Even though we'll only have 1 curse. We could maybe look up like a Dodri's ring. I mean, that'd be pretty cheap, so we can get 2 curses, but that is another option. But I think we should look for is that new skill, like the Elemental Hit, because that could be kind of fun to mess around with. More so probably towards the end game, because right now, I mean, I would need to get like the chain in order for me to really want to swap my bow. So we get this one over here. And now we have both the red and the blue egg. You can also talk to Dolly at any point. I think I accidentally talked to her, and it got rid of the red egg. But you give it to her, and then she's gonna throw up this machine. You could just actually enter it right now, though. It's gonna have a giant laser that shoots and that opens it up. But you can literally click it on before she even puts it in. And as long as you complete the quest, you can skip the 2-second animation. Go for those speed runs. Best ring. Oh yeah, that ring we crafted. Huge ring. Yeah, I think if it doesn't have 100% deterministic values, people just aren't interested in it. I'm gonna keep it real. Especially in the early game. Like, I understand, like, you know, late game, you can't guarantee the highest rolls of every single thing. I get it. Like, that's fine. But I think with leveling, like, if I'm just getting a random rare ring, I mean, it's like garbage that I wouldn't even pick up, right? So I feel like it's just like a worse form of getting an essence, which essences aren't incredibly rare. We've gone through like 5 or 6 maybe through our little play session so far, and we're like, what are act is this 4? And then we're act 4, so but I'm sure that someone will figure out like the ultimate way to craft. It happens all the time in this game. People figure out some crazy stuff. That's why I love Path of Exile. Like, the community's really awesome. But later, once we get a bunch of how much int do we have? 57? Okay. I think you basically need 100 to get like the added, most of the gems max requirement. These are very dangerous, by the way. You don't want to stand in the outside ring, or in the ring is what I should say, actually. So you can be, well, you can be inside the ring, but not on the ring, if that makes sense. You just don't touch the blue. I guess maybe that's the best way to put it. All right, massive damage increase. All right, you guys ready for big damage? So our damage, 2657, right? So let's go ahead and put at that 1 skill point. Remember, 2657, bam. 37 damage. Oh, 3721. We are already hitting for pretty good damage, right? And now it's even more. As long as I don't have 2,000 life, we're good. But remember, every single time I level up, we actually lose accuracy. But we also gain accuracy because we're going to be getting points into dexterity as we progress in the skill tree. But how it works is we do get less because there's that one node where we gain 500 accuracy, but we get -2 per level. So, but it shouldn't be too hard. Just check your accuracy rating, which ours is 2389. Make sure our HP is not more than our accuracy. That's all we need to make sure. This thing is incredibly tanky. Holy, oh man, it is, dude. This thing is crazy strong. Oh, I think I mean, okay. What if this drops something really good though? You know. Oh, it's Soul Eater, so that means as we kill stuff, it gets stronger and stronger. So we shouldn't kill anything else. Sometimes reading is actually good in this game. I think we got this like knockback or something with the shrine, so it's not really able to even come close to us. All right, give me some crazy loot. All right, could use some better gloves. Are these the ultimate gloves? Nope. So yeah, once we're in the belly of the beast, we're gonna go and actually fight a boss really soon. So this was a pretty fast act. I completed the Trial of Ascendancy, which is technically the previous act first. Alright, there we go. There's the exit. The bowels of the
See
beast.
what happens when you hunt dreams, Ranger.
Maybe get an upgrade towards the end. I'll actually, we can maybe start our game session in the next one, because I need to put in that thing, and it requires you to like find, I don't know what the hotkey is on like Google Chrome, or like the inspect element. That's what you actually need to do to get the code on your Path of Exile while logged in for the path of building the community fork. So this boss is pretty easy. Once it does its laser attack, you just kind of walk around. There's several bosses that do this in action RPGs where it's pretty easy, to be honest. As long as you have good movement speed. If you don't have movement speed, then it feels bad. Especially if you're playing melee.
You just earned yourself.
Unless you're playing like Whirlwind or Cyclone. There we go. And now we got to collect some organs. So we're into the harvest. It's fun to take away people's enjoyment. Oh, when you're playing like with the riot shield or in COD. Yeah, people get really mad if you play that for sure. I remember, but most of the people that use it, they're not very good, and you could use it to dunk on them anyways. Alright, so in this area, the harvest, we just have to kill 3 bosses, but they're very easy. Okay, so this one, there's not really anything special to it. Some of these have a special thing to them. But we do so much damage, it probably shouldn't matter too much. I dropped a ring. Maybe we can get an upgrade finally on a ring. Oh, hold on. Actually, what does this give us? It's like 24 res. 39. It's like 40 life, extra evasion, extra int. How much life does this go and give us? 23. It's like 40 life. What's our resistance is at right now? Gives us more HP. It's fine. But it's nothing good. I can find another 2-stone ring with some more resistances. Be a-okay. I'll show you guys how to search for a ring, maybe for like 1 orb. We could definitely use some more resistances in life. Okay, so wait, I'm gonna shut around. So with this boss over here, don't stand next to the books. The books actually explode. I know there's a lot of visual clutter now since we had swapped to the lionized paw boots, but this is a pretty easy boss fight. She also throws these giant big balls. So when you see the big balls, don't get hit by them. It's a relatively slow target. They're big and blue. But the only thing really that you gotta watch is the books, especially if they overlap. Ooh, okay, cool. So now we're gonna get more HP, more life. I don't think our armor has life, does it? Oh, it has 18. That's actually bad. It'd be better if it didn't have life. But we're gonna get the remaining organs. If you talk to some of the NPCs, it'll get rid of the items that are in here, because you're supposed to collect these organs like lung, heart, and some other body part. Entrails, I think is what it is. Oh, we got a resistance shrine, which gives us insane amounts of resistances. We're at 80 something to our resistances now, which basically means we should be able to tank everything. Which is great. And then eventually we're going to get spell suppression. Alright, this boss actually has a mechanic that you got to pay attention to. You don't want to stand in the... This is a Venn diagram. So each one of these things does something different. One of them slows you down, one of them makes you deal less damage, and then one of them makes you take more physical damage. The red... So this is enfeeble. We deal less damage. The purple one makes us go slower, and the red one makes us take more damage. Physical damage, I believe, is the actual one. Yep. And bleeding. So if you get hit, you're going to be basically dead very fast if you go to that one. Ooh, we got gloves. Nice. These actually might be useful. We can throw on some essences on this one. It could be a pretty good item. This is just text. We're just going to go over here. Hopefully this will connect over there. Alright. So now it's time for the boss. We got the waypoint.
I'm this moment, Ranger.
There we go.
You and I, who create the most.
Which build would I suggest? Level 20 or first time playing? So first time playing Boogs, I recommend to follow someone's build guide. I don't know if Gazzy is playing. Are you doing like some sort of summoner build? I can like point you in the direction. I mean, I like running Absolution. But if you're looking like, is it your first time ever playing Path of Exile? I recommend following a full walkthrough guide. You can follow my guide from Lake of Calandra if you want to play like Arc. I think Arc is a very fun build, and nothing's gotten nerfed with Arc to the point where it's like unplayable. Where some builds, you know, through time they've gotten nerfed so hard, like Forbidden Rite Totems. It's probably not like the best choice anymore. But If you look at my Lake of Calandra build, we did play Witch on that one. We eventually go Elementalist. Elementalist is pretty flexible too. Really beginner friendly because you'll have a bunch of you'll get a bunch of resistances, but you'll get a bunch of extra damage reduction from elemental hits. So it's lenient for a lot of the bosses. But with this boss, the only thing that's important when he does this little tentacle attack, you stand behind him. Most of the bosses in PoE have this where you just want to stand behind them. Don't let them look at you. So how this boss works is you do some damage to him, and then he goes away for a second, and you can't damage him during that. And then you have to destroy these little hearts, but we're melting him so fast. Watch out for those. So just gotta go for the last one, which is gonna be right here. So he's gonna absorb that heart. It kind of heals up, but it's pretty easy. Just don't stand in the giant circle. That's the red circle, and it follows you. Most of the stuff in this game is relatively fair and self-explanatory, but probably not gonna get an upgrade in boots unless it has like plus 30 movement speed, plus life, plus like double resistances. So he takes a while to die, but he is dead. That is the final boss of Act 4. We just absolutely blazed through it.
You will be remembered.
So there we go. So you talk to all the NPCs.
For the corruption will pass.
And we're gonna get our little pet over here.
What? No.
So we didn't even need to throw on precision because we got the other things. You can also throw on precision because that will give you a bunch. So now we can get greater multiple projectiles, so we can shoot out more projectiles. We can get chain support. We can get barrage, greater volley. Which one do I recommend? Honestly, in this position, it doesn't really matter too much. Returning projectiles is kind of fun because it lets you shoot and then all the projectiles come back. I'm gonna grab this one, but I'm not gonna even use it right now. And then this actually matters. So if you need extra accuracy, Golem will help you out with that. The one that I actually like to get, this one gives you increased attack speed. So Lightning Golem could be good. You can actually run multiple Golems, but it will require you to run more than one. You'll have to get something that gives you plus maximum number of Golems. But what I really like specifically is getting the Stone Golem because it just gives you a bunch of regen. Because eventually we may swap off of Vitality. So that's the one I like to get because it gives you a bunch of life regen per second by just keeping it up. So what red one do we have? Vitality. I don't really have room with it. I can swap that out. And it just gives me a little pet. And I actually really like having the Stone Golem. So now we're going to go towards Act 5. So we're going to go towards the Ascent. And this will get us to the next act. I'll summon my Golem. And the Golem may die. And you'll have to resummon him if he dies. You just activate the skill again. He won't die super often though.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Until you get to like the end game. Then he'll consistently die and you have to resummon him all the time and it's kind of annoying. And sometimes people just like forget about it completely. Pelagif. But Path of Exile is what's up right now. The new league's out, so just having some fun and grinding away. There's a 2-stone ring, but unfortunately it is only a blue. We want either white or we can maybe craft more rings. I mean, that's not a bad idea. I mean, it's just kind of like throwing one random stat on a ring. But he takes a while to grab the corpse. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can get a random ring, because we definitely want one. Quality up to 30. That could be kind of interesting. Some of these definitely have some potential. Lightning is scarce if we want. Okay, so there's 200% increased chance of life. All right, I want that one, and I want some resistances. No resistances, okay. Just craft it. Just go for it. What's our current amulet looking like? Oh, our current amulet could definitely be upgraded too, so let's just go for it. So if we can get an amulet that has like life and damage. Okay, cold, usable, strength and dex. What does the other one give us? Crit strike multiplier is useless. Energy shield is worthless too. So is this better? I mean, surprisingly, yes, it is technically an upgrade. Let's see. Yeah, I would say it's an upgrade. Well, even though the numbers go down, I think it's an upgrade, and the reason why is it gives us extra mana, but it's still pretty bad. It gives us extra strength, so if there's something that I need to have over 100 strength, it's, I guess, kind of usable. But, like, honestly, we were going to get another upgrade on an amulet anyways. There's a lot of things that we can use to get upgrades. But we can always actually identify these, so you can identify it with this. This one explodes, which is fine. The only thing that I got to watch out for is when you freeze, because I don't have freeze immunity. You can also get a flask that removes freeze. That's good to grab as well. Alteration fusing, nice. Oh, we got a chaos orb, cool. That's another like a small little item that we can use for an upgrade. So probably end up getting a chest piece upgrade. If I can get like a 5 link, maybe that could be utilized. 5 link with just a bunch of evasion rating. Or go ahead and do a little bit of quick shopping at the very end of here. I'm just gonna rush to the next act, but from the ascent over here, we're just looking for this little lever. We're actually going to activate it. A portal's going to come out, and we're going to go to the slave pens. And we're going to get to the next town. Just like we did in previous ones, the way Path of Exile is set up is once you complete the act boss, you get to the next like area by getting to the portal and walking. Okay. Ooh. Oh, that's just... I don't know why it marks the 4 links now, but it's because, again, I'm using like a default loot filter. It's better than nothing, but I just wanted to hop on. I was gonna go redo all my sounds, because I like to have funny sounds for, like, when item drops. You can completely customize Path of Exile. Like, when certain items drop, you can record your cat meowing, and that's, like, the special sound when, like, you know, a really good item drops. Have fun with it. Pick up all these. We can actually maybe get some more sockets in our boots, because I actually do plan to use these boots for a while. There's not too many upgrades that we're gonna get. We're not gonna get like you know, multi-res perfect movement speed boots for a while. And these also add damage. I can get Hex Touch, and if I put Hex Touch on this, it's basically just as good as getting like Wind Scream or something, which I don't even know if they're like even good anymore. Let me actually double check if Wind Scream are actually good. Alright, so we're in the new area. We're gonna get more HP. Boom. But the important thing is items. So we're gonna do a little bit of shopping here. This is gonna be all optional, but I think it's really worth watching. So first things first is I mentioned a Wind Scream. Let's see if these are still like viable. It's only 1 Chaos Orb. I just hate how they don't give you that much resistances. It does give you armor, but you can apply additional curse. That's the one good thing. That's the rest of the stats on this item garbage. Just apply additional curse because that's great, but we'd still have to manually cast it with either a curse enemies on hit as a glove corruption or a mod on a ring, which is actually pretty pricey, but it's only 1 Chaos Orb, so we could get these, but I think it's much better to get Hex Touch with the other boots. I think that's going to be much better for now. The next thing that I want to check out that we can maybe get is a 5 link. So we're going to go to links, we're going to go to 5, and we're going to type in the same thing, just like at least 5 evasion. And then what level are we right now? We are 42, so we can do, where's it, requirements, level, we can type in, here, I'm moving my face out of the way, my bad. We can do like 45, let's see if we can find any 5 links, 45, have evasion, a lot of them may be corrupted, so you're going to have to look for the colors that you want. So, we're also going to put in, we're only going to be paying 1 Chaos Orb, because this is like realistic, you know, for you to get the prices that are within reach. Like, we only need 1 more Chromatic Orb, and we would actually be able to trade 10 Chromatic Orbs for 1 Chaos Orb. Again, if you want to do that, or if you want to go to the item exchange, just go to bulk item exchange, say, okay, I want Chaos Orbs, I've got Chromatic Orbs, just like I did before, and you can see well, this one is, how it sorts it is the best deals are at the top. So if I give him 21, he will give us 2. But it's about 10 to 1. Sometimes it'll tell you the ratio on the left side over here, what the price to chromatic orbs. So this one's 15 to get 1. As you go down, the prices get worse. That's generally how it goes. And as time goes on, prices will fluctuate. But we also have a gem cutter's prism. So like I can trade this real quick. So looks like it's 2 for 1 right now, but these will go 1 for 1 later, I know, usually, because they've actually upped the rarity on those. Like, they're a little bit more rare now. Let's see if this is like a, oh, it's just 8 life. So I'm not gonna want that. It was a 4 link, but it wasn't a really good item. I guess I could have scoured it and then it would be a white item and I could re-roll it, but it's not that big of a deal. So where can we get some upgrades? So if I was to look at my gear, and if you've copied this, this is an actual okay item to get. So Harry's Bite, if you need to get it. The thing is that it's going to give us the most like stats. Oh my gosh, I'm going to move out of the way so that guy doesn't make sounds. So Roth's Reach is really fantastic, and getting Prison Move. These are the 2 major things that I would highly recommend to actually get. But what else would be good? So any 5 link would be ideal over here. So again, we're looking for a 5 link, and we're only going to be paying 1 Chaos Orb. There's only 1 result. Unfortunately, it is not the correct colors, so I can't make any use out of this. The reason why is because we're set to level 45. Now, if I was to widen this up to whatever, let's see what the level requirements are. So this requires level 65, but it's got all the colors that I want. Now, I want something that I can use now. So level 59, that's not too far away, right? But I may not want that. I might want something like right now. I could definitely use a much better helmet, so I'm going to look at a helmet that has very high evasion. You can also look for maybe a helmet that has 4 links. If I happens to have evasion, that'd be great too. So we can look for something that has 4 links that fits what we want. And you can see there's 1,000 results over here. Cool. So we have so many options for this. Now I can sort it. Oh, actually, I don't think I even put helmet. So we go to item category, helmet. So here's what I would ideally want. Life. And this is what you're going to do for a lot of items. You're going to want life and resistance. So what you want to look for is pseudo resistance, because that's going to calculate all of the resistances. This is total resistance. So strength will also give you life, and it might only give you like a small amount. So let's just type in like 20 life. I'm not even going to be super picky because I'm only going to be paying like 1 Chaos Orb, let's say. So I'm going to click on, let's say, the most amount of resistances. So for 1 Chaos Orb, I can get something with 500 evasion rating, 76 life, and it's got a total of 77 resistances, which is pretty dang good. Now, Chaos Res isn't something super important, so that's almost kind of a worthless stat for us, but that could be an option. Let's look at the rest of the options here. We've got, I mean, this is the cheapest one. This one only costs 2 Orbs of Alchemy, which is technically cheaper. Do I have to? Okay, we could think about that one. And what is this one? This one is armor and evasion. So if I was to re-roll the colors, I'd have a pretty good chance at getting the colors that I would want. And I would also need to factor in, what am I losing? So I'm only losing 6 cold res, which is like memes. Like, that's losing 6 cold res is not going to affect us at all. And we're going to be gaining, oh, this is going to res cap us on cold res. So that's great, gives us 66 life. So this could be an option. And then for our chest piece, we can actually look at another unique, which is Fox Shade, which will make us go way faster, and it's going to be way better in my personal opinion. So I think for this one, this will take a little bit of luck. I'm not going to lie, but I want to go for this one if we can. So let's see if we can get this one off this guy for 2 Orbs of Alchemy. And we will play it from there. And then I will also look up the Fox Shade. And Fox Shade just gives us an insane amount of movement speed. So we'll do a little shopping here. Oh, only 1 Orb of Alchemy for this? This is so cheap. Do we have like a 4 link? 4 link will be 1 Chaos Orb. Okay. I don't really mind paying for this, because then I don't even have to RNG on this one. In fact, I don't even need this to be 4 linked, which is great. Because I definitely want to use Fox Shade for a while. So the stats on this, what are the ones that roll? So this one has increased evasion rating. That one rolls. The dexterity rolls. The only stat that I really am interested in. So I'm only interested in playing 1 Chaos Orb, like, regardless. So let's put that over there. And then we can see if there's any more sockets. We just did 4 link. Okay, so the one that's important is the amount of evasion rating that it's giving us, which is, I guess, this one. Okay. So this one is 1 Chaos Orb. And it's the perfect colors. It's the 1 red, 3 green. So perfect. So let's see if we can pick this one up off this guy. For 1 Chaos Orb. I like this thing because it gives us a bunch of movement speed. There's nothing else in the game that's going to give us that much movement speed. Ideally, we just want it to have 1 red. If we can get to have 1 red. Dang, there's not that many that have just that 1 red. Getting it to have a bunch of other colors isn't that difficult. Okay, so this one is going to be, that one may be a no-go. And that happens. It's not a big deal if the other person's not there. I'm going to try to RNG the colors on this one. So, because the other guy, he's not responding. So, let's go to next person. Go to this one over here. It's only 1 Chaos Orb. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just going to do this on my other monitor. I'm going to wait for a second. Cool, this guy responded. And then we are going to get that one off of him. And then I'm going to try to roll the colors. And sometimes it's good to buy the items one by one. And the reason why I'm saying it's better to buy it one by one is because you may not get the roll that you want, and then the other item has to have those specific rolls. So normally while I'm waiting for him to do whatever he needs to do, because I can't go to that area. And if you ever need to, you can always go to Act 1. Usually the person will come to you, because I can't go to that act. He might be waiting. So sometimes you can say, like, if we go to party, because... Okay, never mind, he's coming to me. Usually they'll realize that, oh, he's not, in the area that I'm at right now because he doesn't have it unlocked, which is totally cool. Go ahead and grab this, and this is going to be a massive, massive upgrade for our build. So you can see our defense over here, the physical damage reduction, or where is it? No, is it evasion rating? So we have 1757. Bam, we have 4,000. That was just a massive upgrade, and we have 30% more movement speed while we are in full life, but that's fine because we're almost always at full life. Now remember, we need a certain set of colors. We need us to have 1 red, so I'm going to use these chrome orbs and try to hit 1 red. Oh, there we go. We only took 2 or 3 tries, so we got kind of lucky with that one. It's not like incredibly lucky. Oh, we don't even need this one to be... Wait, what am I using for my link setup? Am I still running? Oh no, that's artillery. Okay, this is the lightning arrow. Oh, I put summon stone golem instead of elemental damage. Oh, it should be over here. Oh, okay. We were actually losing out on a lot of damage. I just noticed that. That's fine, though. We were still one-shotting everything. What was our damage without this thing, though? So we're at 39. Yeah, this is adding a lot more damage because I accidentally put the stone golem there and I needed to put it here. Because the artillery ballistic can lose a little bit of damage. That's not a big deal. But losing my main source of damage, that is a big deal. So with the helmet, I mean, I can deal without second wind. I can deal without sniper's mark. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not even running Grace right now, so I can put, like, let's say, Sniper's Mark over here. In fact, I want to actually increase the amount of sockets on this, and so one thing that you can do, we're going to first quality it up. The more quality it has, the higher chance it has to have more sockets. So I'm going to max this out, and I'm going to use the Jeweler's Orb. So we've got 2. I mean, it's better than nothing. I'm going to go try it one more time. Well, that's Path of Exile. That's exactly how Path of Exile goes sometimes. You get random... amount of sockets, and that was our luck, but that was unfortunate. I should have just kept this one and then made this one go random, but hey, that's the luck of the draw. Got unlucky. So now what do I want to do? So I just need dash, so I don't have to have this added cold damage, and I need to replace this helmet. Let's see if this one's good. So this one is extra life, some dex, not what I would consider good enough, so I'm going to destroy this one. Not useful. This item, I think we bought it for an alchemy. It doesn't really matter. No one's going to buy it for the most part, in my personal opinion. So most of the old stuff I end up just throwing away. Now, we definitely could use a better helmet. And so, since I have this perfect over here, I don't need the helmet to have the 3 links that were necessary before. Heck, I don't even need to have any sockets because I've moved everything over. But if I want something that has maybe good stats, let's say over here, I'm going to remove the links, I could just keep it at evasion because... I am evasion based, so we could look at something. What do we have for currency right now? Oh, we have 3 alks, 1. So we can also look at uniques. I don't know what else I'd want other than it to have life and resistances. So I'd just go for, let's say, the most amount of life, or wait, actually, what we should do is probably type in our level. So 42, something close. So maybe 45 for like the higher end. So we'd go to requirements. Let's say maximum level 45, so I can still like use it now. So what do we have? So we go to total resistances. This gives us 85 resistances. Oh, we also need to put in the parameters of I'm only paying like maybe Orb Alchemy. I'm going to play 3 because I can save my Chaos Orb for later. So let's see what we can get. So we can get this thing that has 52 life and it's got, what is it, 2 different resistances. So it's got Cold Lightning. So I'm going to check my character. So my defenses, we could use, well, I'm going to remove this first so I can calculate it. So if we get Cold Lightning, that will max us out in Cold Lightning. And then all I need to do is get Fire Resistance somewhere else if I want to max that out. So I can choose to get Energy Shield or Armor. I mean, what do I prefer? Honestly, it doesn't really matter too much. But if I need this specific colors, like this one would be way better for colors because, well, this is also 4-socketed, 4-linked. So that would be, in theory, a little bit better. For our character. It's literally 1 Chaos Orb. I can't really go, or not 1 Chaos, but 1 Orb Alchemy. Cannot go wrong with that. So let's see if we can snag this one. If we can't, we can go buy another item from someone else. We can also look at some rings. So I'm going to try to buy everything here. I know this one's going to be a little bit longer, but I want to show you guys the trade here because this is very important for upgrading your character. So that guy didn't respond. Looks like he's still AFK or whatever. So we can maybe try to get to the next one because this was also only 1. I'm just going to spend 1. Like I said, I'm really penny pinching in terms of items right now. Let's just put 1. Let's see what we get. So that guy's still AFK. Sometimes people, they don't want to trade like a really cheap item because it's like worthless for them. Oh, is that the same guy? Oh, that's the same guy. Oh, the same guy selling two of the items here. All right, well, that guy didn't respond. Again, just keep going. Go next. Oh, this has armor and accuracy rating. Cool. So we can go for this one. Hopefully we can get this for 1 alch. And then we're going to get 2 rings, maybe an amulet. That's kind of really stretching it, but cool. So now we're going to get this for 1 alch. And then we're going to get 2 rings, each for 1 alch over there. So we're going to go to his hideout. Once again, click on the blue little swirly thing. And with the next few minutes, we're going to be way stronger. And it is absolutely worth trading. So we're going to be able to use that in 1 level. So sometimes, yeah, it's better to put like a couple levels higher, maybe 2 or 3 at the most. So that way you have something to look forward to very soon. So I also want to check out what we would need. So this is cold and fire. So our defenses here. Cold is, what is it? Fire res will be maxed out. 75 is max res. You can go technically higher, but that's kind of an exception. And if we remove these, what do we need for resistances? Oh, we're actually 49 at all. Wow. Okay, so this will it'll put us at 70, and then plus 15 will be, what's that? 50. It'll be pretty close. So I don't really need resistances anymore on rings. So what I can do is I can, well, actually check my amulet. We're good on amulet too. So what I can do now is instead of helmet, I go to ring, and I don't need it to have evasion. But I just want, like, again, life and resistances are kind of what you want. But you can also do elemental damage to attacks, and you can just look up whatever amount of elemental damage to attacks. This could be quite great as well. And let's see, Winter Weave over here. Let's see, the effective chill is reverse, increased movement speed while ignited. This gives us some cold res and gives us a bunch of damage right here. And this is only 1 orb of alchemy. Plus it gives us, yeah, it's actually not bad at all, considering like there's nothing else in this price point. Winter Weave is pretty good, but let's see if we can buy it off them. Sometimes it might have been some guy that listed it for way too cheap. It might be worth a lot more, but it's okay. We're just gonna go whisper some more people. So he might not respond, but I need 2 rings anyways. So I'm gonna go ahead and whisper this person over here. This is 1 alchemy over here. This one's got extra accuracy. Bam. We're gonna whisper 2 people at once. All right, let's go get this one. And we have 2 rings to grab. So okay. Oh. And then sometimes you'll get to the point where like too many people whisper you at once, which is kind of annoying, but it happens. So we can go ahead and trade with this guy, and then we'll accept this guy. We'll just invite this guy to the party. You can also just do that. It makes things easier. All right, and then we go to the next guy. I'm not even looking at the item. Oh, important thing. Actually mouse over to make sure it's the exact same item. However, there can be times where people try to scam. It's very, 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 very rare that people scam in Path of Exile. What more than likely happen is they accidentally put the wrong thing in. That happens very, very often. I've done it multiple times too, where it's like you have 10 of the rings that are like very, very similar, and they look similar or they're right next to each other, whatever the case may be. People genuinely don't really scam in this game, especially for like really cheap items. It's always going to be an accident. So if someone gives you a wrong item, don't think that they try to scam you. More than likely, it was an accident. So now we're getting way more damage. Look how much more damage we got with just these 2 rings. So we had 39, and now we are at 48. So, what is that, like a 20-something percent, 25% increased DPS, and we actually get some extra life, which is quite nice. So that's going to be a nice upgrade. We can also upgrade our amulet. But what I want to do to math this out, we would need some small amount of fire res. We could definitely get an upgrade on our gloves too, but we could also get an upgrade on our amulet. So this is the last step that I can do because I only have 1 chaos orb left for our little like shopping spree here. So I'm going to do basically the same thing. Life and elemental damage to attacks, and instead of ring, we type in amulet. So let's go, and it's the most amount of elemental damage we can get over here. So we have massive amount of strength over here. Really low elemental at damage. You can maybe go for percent elemental damage to attacks. Oh, actually, what we would want... okay, this is where it gets... you know what? We're going to save this for the next part of our play session because the next part will actually show off... I'm going to use the little tool that like scans the best item for you, and I'll show you how that works. But I just need to copy a thing, and then I'll do that off. But anyways, yeah, we're going to resume. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Part 4, that's going to wrap things up for Part 4. Next part will be Part 5, Act 5 very soon. But anyways, drop a like and well. I'll see you guys in the next part. Peace out. All right. Hello, GDC. How you doing? Greedy streamer. Why? Wait. Why greedy? Why greedy? So yeah, our resistances are going to be finished on the next one. I need to get the possess ID. I actually forgot how to do it, Kappa. But where's this one? This one is part 3. Oh, we just did part 4. Right. Hold on, give me 1 second. I need to copy and paste this so I know like exactly this is what I need to like do. Okay, so I got this on another tab, and then I'm going to start the upload on a different one. So we just got that one done. Oh wait, recordings. This folder. Oh, I get it, Judy. See the meme. America, yeah, hello. I like how that became like a thing. Okay, so now we have part 4 being uploaded. Okay. Part 4 is going, so we need part 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's probably where I'm going to chill for today. After part 5, though. After part 5. So we have 2 skill points. Okay, so this is a very short one too. Cool. That's good. All right. Oh, you're talking about because I had 2 sockets and I wanted to get more. Dude, it's a 20 quality. Getting a 3 socket is not greedy at all. Largest. That was not greedy. All right, so what we need to do now. Oh, I need to get the possess ID. So I'm going to go to Path of Exile. I don't know. I remember how to do this. I thought it was... Is it F12? Oh, it's F12. There we go. I got it. Yay, let's go. Wait, what? Acropolis. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me go to import. Oh, well, actually, hold on. We need to be... Oh, yeah, it's fine. We just do it for... Oh, I need to put on my helmet again. Import this again. Oh, no. This one. This. Generate. Copy. Oh, share. There we go. That's what we needed. There we go. Now I'll have this for the video. Okay. Where's part 4? Which is right here. Perfect, 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 perfect. Alright, there we go. That's what we need. And then we have this. Alright. Just so much to take in with this game, man. Alright, yeah, possess ID, we got that. Now we go to import everything. Okay, we got everything. And then we go to items. We go to amulet. I'll trade for these items. I have 1 chaos orb, right? Oh, sweet. That makes things like 1,000 times easier. Level 56. Oh, I just didn't select my skill. Oh, that's pretty damn good. Okay, so I'm pretty sure then now we go to the items and then now it works. I have to remember how to do this because I feel like this thing is unnecessarily confusing. There we go. There we go. The crit multi is kind of messed up, but it's still just 2 different damage types and life. And we have to be level 51 for it. But it's not even anointed. It was 16% DPS. I guess we just go damage to attacks. But here's what I would do. Probably should just show this process because I think it's like really important. What is it called? Like enchanted? There we go. That's what we actually want. We would then go to the sum. Yes. Okay. I figured this out. Okay. Yes. Okay. So. Alright. Let me go take a quick piss and then we will resume. I got exactly what we need to do. Since this act is short, yeah, we can finish this up. I'm gonna grab some cereal after. All right, so let us now continue. So we got a couple steps, and I want to show you guys how it works. So what I need to do is get the session possess ID. Now, you don't have to do this. This is all 100% optional. In fact, you can just copy exactly what we're doing. But what it requires you to do is go to the Path of Exile website, and there's like something that I can't show you because it's my ID, but you need to copy your own ID if you want to engage with this at all. It's completely unnecessary because you're going to want the same thing that I'm going for, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. So I can just copy and paste this trade. If I remember, I'll put it in, but you could just use this exact one. Over here, you can literally just maybe screenshot it and then go to Google Translate, or just literally type in ZYQW, like the capitals matter, by the way. So you can do that if you want to, if you don't want to download the program and put in the ID. But what you have to do is you have to open up it's not F11, what is it, F10? Was it F12? Oh, it's F12. That's what it is. My bad. Okay, take 2, Kappa. All right, so we're gonna do it again. I kind of done goofed on it. All right. So welcome back for our next act, which is gonna be Act 5. Now, before I mention about the possess ID thing for the Path of Building, which is 100% optional if you want to engage with it, but I'll show you kind of how it works. So how this works is, first things first is I have to get my session ID. To acquire your session ID, you have to be logged into Path of Exile on a browser. In Google Chrome, you inspect your thing with F12. So I'd hit F12, and it would have Possess ID at the very top. Can I, like, censor this? Okay, I think this will work. So it's going to do something like this. I'm just making sure it doesn't show up. So you see that there's a Possess ID, and then there's a bunch of letters and numbers and something. You want to copy that and put it into what's called Path of Building. You want the community fork build. You got to update it. There's a lot of stuff that goes in this, but basically that's what you want to do. And you want to import your character. So I'm just go ahead and just get the update, because I guess there was an update recently with this. I want to hit don't save, and we're going to get the update for this, and then it's going to load in. I'm going to import my character, because you're going to have to do this too. So you're going to have to type in on PC, Xbox, whatever. You hit start. It's going to grab the character, import everything here. Now, important. Under this section over here, now again, this is all optional. I'm going to put like a timestamp if you want to skip it and just start playing the act, but I think it's good to learn. So what you want to do is you want to go into your skills and make sure that the skill that you have is going to be included in the full DPS. So your main skill, which in our case is lightning arrow. Otherwise, it's going to select another like random skill and just try to calculate it. So this is the most OP tool ever in like any video game. It's not going to get you banned or anything. It just grabs your character, and what it's going to do is calculate based off of your character what's going to give you the most DPS, what's going to give you the most defense. So we're going to make sure that this is the skill that we're using. Lightning arrow over here, include full DPS. Then we're going to go to make sure again that you imported everything here and it's all good. And then again, make sure that this is selected, because otherwise it's not going to use this as your main source of your DPS. And then what we need to do next over here is we need to go to the items. So let's say I want to replace an item. I want to replace my amulet. I feel like it's our weakest piece of gear right now. So I'm going to go ahead and hit find best. I'm going to type in, I got 1 chaos orb to spend. I can type in like, you know, what's the maximum level of the requirement. In our case, I'm going to type in like, let's say 45 or something. I'm going to hit execute. And while it's doing that, I can double check. My character's level 42. So I'll be more than willing to go up to like that sort of a change over there. Wait, whoops, hold on. What do we have? Oh, this is the PoE thing. Hold on, let me move that. Is everything family friendly here, Kappa? Okay. Oh, it's just like the Twitch chat. All right, good. Okay. Sorry, we're gonna do take 2 because I need to like make sure there was nothing bad, because there isn't anything bad, but what it was is like I have some secret Discord groups that are specifically for games that aren't out yet, and if that got shown in stream, I'd have to delete the stream, Kappa. But we have to do take 2 though, because I had to make sure. Sorry. Alright guys, welcome back to Act 5, Part 5 for PoE playthrough. Now, the next thing I'm going to go ahead and go into is totally optional, but I think it is definitely worth learning. It is going to be something that does use a tool, but you can skip a part of the tool because you're running the same build that I'm playing. So you can kind of skip things so you guys can understand what this tool will do and kind of what you're looking for. So starting right off, this is the thing I was talking about before, where we had to get like a possess ID. So to acquire this like possess ID, this little like ID, you have to log into the game, go to the official Path of Exile website. Then if you're using Google Chrome, it's F12. This number I don't want to show you. I don't know why it even really matters, to be honest, but apparently it does. So that's why they keep it like hidden here. So you're going to hit F12. If you're logged in, you're going to get this value over here. This is your possess ID after logging in Path of Exile on the official website. You're going to get that ID and paste it here and hit save. But you're going to, first off, import your character. So if you've downloaded Path of Building, you don't have to, by the way. I'm just explaining kind of how this little thing works. So what you're going to do, let's go start from the top here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to close this. I'm going to make sure it's on PC, type in my account name, and then I'm going to hit start. It's going to be able to grab my character, import the skills, import the, the skill tree, and it copies my character. This is how I always give you guys the builds. It's from this. It's called Path of Building, and you want the community fork build. You can just Google it. It's completely for free. But this is optional if you want to go for it, but I think it is worth it if you are in like the super late game. But because you're running the same build, you don't have to do this part. But if I want to find out what the best item is for my budget, what I would do is I got to make sure I select this, make sure I include this in full DPS, because otherwise it's going to select something else and you're not going to get the best results. So what we were trying to get is the most DPS, right? And it's going to calculate it based off of like what you can do even without using the possess ID. I could just find out what is going to give me the most amount of damage, and it's going to sort them by the top. This gives me 84% damage. This one over here gives me 73%, and it's going to sort them by most to least amount of damage over here, which is great. But what we're using it for is the items to actually trade for. So now I'm going to hit trade for these items. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and say, let's say I want to replace my amulet. Find me the best amulet. I've got one Chaos Orb. Max level that it can be is 45. And go ahead and hit execute. So now it's going to find me the best item. Now we're not done yet. I could just whisper this person and it'll copy and paste it to my clipboard, and I can paste it in the game. And this one will give me 60, wait, hold on. This is increased physical damage reduction. This is a massive amount of HP, because it's giving us a massive amount of like damage reduction here. This is not actually going to be the thing that we want, and the reason why is because the skill of lightning arrow is not selected apparently. Okay, let's make sure that that's selected, and then go to items, trade for these items, and let's go to amulet. And now let's go ahead and put in one Chaos Orb, and the max level is 45. Execute, and it should sort it by the most amount of, okay. So for some reason, it's calculating this as giving us the highest amount of stats, and it's just outweighing that over getting all the damage ones. So what I'm going to do is, instead of using this, because this is calculating because it gives us fire and lightning res, and that is giving us a very high amount of value on it. So what I'm going to do instead, so what you can do when you search for it, let me go to find best, you should be able to sort by, it says 1.0 to full DPS and 0.5 on effective health pool. So what this is sorting it by is basically, it values your HP less than your damage, but you can make it so it goes more into damage. But I'm still going to keep it the same because I can still use the sum. So what I can do with this is I can copy this. You guys can copy the exact same thing if you want to. Now, the important thing to mention is this is on standard, so make sure you select Necropolis. This makes a difference here. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this in. This should actually be a lot more accurate. So make sure that that is set up. Otherwise, you'd be whispering the wrong people. So this one over here is going to give us the most amount of damage and most amount of HP, or effective health pool is what it's called. So what we're going to do is I'm going to, instead of importing this item, which would import it into the builder, we're going to copy this, and you guys can copy the exact same thing if you want. Capitals to matter. So you'd only need to copy this. So it's capital V2, capital B, Q, W, 8, O, U, P. So you can copy that in your browser, and then you'll get this result. So this result is basically searching for the item with all of these parameters, giving each one of these a set weight value, meaning how important is that for our build. But we can go further than this. We're going to delete 2 or 3 of these. Those ones that added as something don't really matter too much because it's not going to realistically roll. But what we're going to do instead is we're going to go to add stat group, and we're going to put in enchants. And we're going to have it allocate any enchantment, and then we're going to raw look at the enchantments ourselves, because these will not search for the sum, which is the value of how important those stats are with an enchant. So we want it to have and any enchant. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on where it says sum, and it's going to show me all of these items with the sum that also happens to have specifically a what's called an enchant on this. So a lot of these may be corrupted, which means we're not going to modify the item, but that's fine because we're not going to trade the item. So what we're looking for is something that we can benefit off of that's the same item, which has the sum over here, but also will have a enchant that gives us additional stats that will not show because it doesn't calculate enchants in the little builder thing. Because if I was to just copy and paste this, you'll see that the sum over here won't add those. So we can go sum, and then these ones will definitely be higher over here for sure, without a doubt. But we would not be able to get the extra enchant. So even though it says like the sum over here of 2, 2, 3, this one over here, if we could benefit off this, that would actually be better for our build. But these ones do not count the enchants. That's why you do it this way. But what we're looking for right now is something. Oh, we also need to make sure it's 1 Chaos Orb. I think it already is. But we're looking for something that we can benefit off of. So, like scepters. Okay, this one's actually kind of usable because we can benefit off of Frenzy Charge and Endurance Charge. So that one's not that bad. Minions can't benefit off of it. Precision, which I think we already have. So what this does is it grants us a passive on our tree. So Precision over here is, I think, oh, this is Acuity. Where's Precision? We can just type it in and it may show up. Where's Precision? So these will give us a stat. Sometimes that these are actually in here. Is it over here? This one is. I'm pretty sure we typed it in right. Let's see. That's not Precision? Okay. So it could be something on the tree. Like, it might be on the tree somewhere, and you cannot get it twice. So, as in, if I've already gotten wherever Precision is, if it's even on here. Some of these, they can appear off of the skill tree, as in it's not even on here, and once you allocate it, it will appear as, like, something else. But this one is technically usable, because that's... Oh, you know what? I think... Is this one over here? Oh, it is right here. So, Precision, that's over here. So we basically get this for free without even having to put it in. So we could definitely benefit off of increased at getting more dexterity, as well as 6% attack speed. So that one is kind of usable. This one over here, the marked enemy takes more damage. That could be usable. Minions over here, that one's not usable. So, Heart of Ice, this is 30% increased cold damage. If I was running Ice Shot, that would actually be pretty good. We have Regen Life per second. Barbarism, this is actually pretty dang good. Let's see, we got Crit Strike Trance is useless though. So this one's giving us 8% damage. That's pretty low. Like, there comes to a point sometimes where getting an enchant would be worse. So, but, you know, you gotta at least try. So we're gonna hit refresh on this just so we get a new refresh. All right, so this one's giving us extra fire damage. It's giving us a bunch of armor. And this is just calculating it, again, off of that. Now, this one, I mean, this one is going to be, oh, that guy's AFK. But sometimes you can still whisper people that are AFK. Nothing here really looks that great. This one's probably going to be our best bet over here. This one's also AFK. But you can still whisper people that are AFK. Sometimes they will wake up, they'll hear it. Maybe they're sleeping in the background. Oh, look, there we go. He woke up. Now, this one's just giving us a big amount of armor, so it's calculating that as a very high weight. And that's fine. I just want to get something for the amulet, and we're going to be able to use it at level 44. So we can't use it yet, but we will be able to use it very soon, so wherever it is. Oh. Okay. There we go. So we got our amulet, and we got our helmet ready to go, so we need to be level 43 and 44. So 2 more levels. We're going to leave this party, and we are going to now actually start on the next act. I know there was a little bit of an intro on that one that was kind of long, but I think it is definitely worth learning. Bullet Twinkie, do I ever go to bed? No, we are part vampire. We are here 24/7. When there's new Path of Exile League, man, I can sit down and play this game, no joke, for like 40 hours and not even like blink. But I usually don't do any 24-hour streams. It's just when the game first comes out, man, I love playing this game. All right, so let's go ahead and finally start on Act 5. So starting right off, we're just going to exit at the top and just keep it moving. We may need to summon our golem, may need to reactivate some buffs if there are any buffs to reactivate. Oh, you know what? We probably have some room for maybe Grace, because I think we removed like Clarity or Vitality or something. What do we have? Oh, we need to throw on Vitality again. Oh, we do have Vitality on. Is that all we have? All right, we can actually add, for now, we can throw in Grace, wherever that is. Where's Grace? There's Precision, which we could throw in, but I want Grace. There it is. So we're going to use Grace, and I like to usually just have these over here. So we're Oh, you know why? It's linked to second wind, and that's going to make it cost like a lot more mana, so it's not going to even let us register. That is actually something important to teach. But we're good now. We have vitality. We don't have our Health of Ice anymore. Sometimes it's just all about playing Tetris and moving your stuff. Our Oaks or Golem died because we maybe swapped armors or something. And what's important with these gates, where there's a broken gate right there, you can actually teleport up. Really good stuff. But what we're looking for here... Oh. Actually, did we exit the right side? Yeah, there's only one side in here. There's a bunch of NPCs that we can talk to, and one of them gives you a reward, but I don't think we're going to make great use out of that ring. Let's see if the ring is any good. We got some damage, more damage, increased light damage. Okay, lots of extra damage, but let's continue going through the control blocks. So what we're looking for, we can go over here. This is the miasmeter. It's one of the quests. And that one will give us a skill point. And that's all we needed over here. So the next one is going to be Catalyst Torments. This is actually a very short act. So our long little intro with explaining all the trades and stuff will be fast. Well, it's going to have a gem that comes out over here. This ball detonate dead, that might actually be worth a chaos orb. I'll have to use my little scanner tool later. I'll show you guys how that thing works later, but I try not to overwhelm with too many like third-party programs, but everyone gets overwhelmed if I show off all of them at once. Yeah, but like look at our defense right now. Our evasion rating is 6,000. 6,000. Oh, we can kill this guy. I believe he drops the eyes. So we'll kill Justicar. Baus. Boom, Eyes of Zeal, there we go. There's these monsters that can trap you in ice, but you can just dash right out of it. It doesn't really matter. It only kind of sucks for melee builds. Melee in Path of Exile is one of the builds where, man, it just gets the short end of the stick on a lot of things. But at this point, we really probably don't need to even use the League mechanic for like the little craft random things, because the only thing that we're going to get is just a random rare. I've kind of realized that. And it helps out in the very beginning, but come to the point where it's not going to be super, super useful. It's just a 5 socketed 4 linked item that just dropped, but we don't need it. So yeah, we're just going to get 1 level, we get the helmet, and then in another level, we will be getting the amulet. That's going to give us a little bit of damage. And this is going to give us extra armor. That's actually good because we have something that actually scales a little bit of armor. And the reason why it's scaling armor as high value is because it knows in the very beginning of the game that any amount of armor is very, very valuable, because you don't need much of it because it's the earlier stages of the game to get good value of armor or evasion rating. So even though it calculates it at 50%, like a lot of people just think, oh, get as much DPS as possible. Well, you need some survivability, so it calculates that weight too, and I don't usually mess with it. Unless you're doing something very specific, and there are crazier builds in the game where you just try to one-shot the boss, and then that's all you're designed to do. You're literally made of paper, and you die in 1 hit. But you also killed the boss in 1 hit, and it's only made to do bosses or special things in the game that are niche, but don't skip out on survivability. Alright, let's keep it going, and we're going to go top right. And we're going to enter the Templar Court's entrance. And we have another skill point over here, so what we were getting before was the extra HP. And what we can do is we could get the extra life if there's no life modifiers in the body armor. I'm pretty sure this counts. We can double check because we have refund points, and it's good to brush up in case something got changed in the update. So this gives us 15% if there's no life modifiers. I'm pretty sure even though this doesn't give us flat life, the damage of enemies hitting you on full life or full, it has a bunch of life tags, even though it doesn't give us flat life. Let's see if this works. Oh, it does work. Sweet. That's huge. That doesn't even count as a life modifier. Amazing. Well, hey, that actually worked really good in our benefit. And it was good that we did it for experiment. Because a lot of things that may have like the life tag, like obviously if it gives you flat life, I was thinking if it had anything to do with life, it would be considered a life mod, but I guess all those other things don't count, which is fine. So we just got another, like, what is it, 100 and something life. We're at, what, 1,300? And our special number that we cannot go over is 2304. And the reason why we can't go over that number is because otherwise we don't get that 40% damage boost, which is huge. And we're 43, so we can use the helmet now. But I need to move 2 things over. Which is, I guess, was it precision and grace? So I have to throw on grace again because we have to recast it. And then now we have even more HP, right? What does that have? 32. Oh, add more accuracy and armor. Okay, that's fine. But we will get some more armor later when we get that plus, was it 20 something? 26% increased armor. Nice, nice. So that'll be fantastic for us. And you can actually run, like, at the end game, your whole goal is to get a 6-link. And you can actually have multiple 6-links for our build. We can do 6-link artillery ballista, and we can do 6-link just our, like, lightning arrow or ice shot. We'll probably end up swapping to elemental hit. There's a new skill that I just found out about. Shouts to Aztecs in the chat. I didn't even notice that that was a new skill for this league. So what it does, it just does a bunch of elemental damage. Just massive mix-up of damage. And the numbers are crazy good. And we could also do mana forged arrows if we had room. Actually, we do have room. I'm gonna fight this boss. I'm gonna show you guys mana forged arrows. It's a really amazing thing for bow builds. It's one of the coolest things that they've added in the game, but it requires you to have like some empty sockets. So like we're gonna need to get more sockets in this thing. Or just buy some new gloves in order for it to like work properly, because we're gonna do mana forged arrows and frenzy. And so what that's gonna do is when we spend a certain amount of mana, it's gonna activate another skill, and the skill that it's gonna activate is frenzy. And what frenzy does is it's gonna give us frenzy charges, which is just gonna give us some more damage. Which is great. So what we're doing now is in the Chamber of Innocence. This is a big area, big maze. Actually, it might actually be this way. But this area has a boss. We're gonna defeat the boss, and it's gonna set everything on fire. And then we're gonna go fight. What do we got? We have to collect. We're gonna fight a boss, collect some stuff, then fight the very final act boss. You can see our build is just fantastic. Shoot once, boom, they're all dead. Okay, that one was the elite, so, or a blue pack. But pretty much everything is dying in one hit. Just the way I like it. All the movement speed, we're just gonna be blasting through the content. And then we have another skill point. I just want to get a bunch of life now at this point. Like, we are really set on damage. If we want more damage, though, this area, these little cluster nodes, these are great, too. You can get, like, basically everything in there if you want. But I'd probably get the chance to, like, free shock ignite first. Because we're not going to have enough crit to make the thing work. Let's see what our life per second is. I'm kind of curious. We have 65 life per second. The golem gives us... How much does vitality give us? Oh, 19. 19 plus like 47. So good amount of life regen. Basically means that if we get hit, we'll be a-okay, because our chance to not even get hit is 82%. So we have an 82% chance to just never get hit. And when we do get hit, depending on what, you know, it is, if it's like fire, we take 72% damage reduction. If it's physical, we have 30%, which is actually the lowest, but that's why it values armor so high in our builds, because we have none of it to start off with. So the boss is pretty easy, just shoot and move, stay behind him. It's kind of like the generic PoE boss, which is stand behind. Oh, wait, can actually throw in Sniper's Mark. We didn't throw Sniper's Mark on him, so now he's affected by Sniper's Mark. Oh, he does another one of those lasers. It's very similar again. If you're behind him, he can't hit you. So he'll have a couple moves where he becomes invulnerable. You fight a couple waves, he comes back. And that's basically the boss. Very, very easy boss. There's not too many hard bosses, especially with this build, because this build is really good. I've played it so many dang times. I love how it does Rain of Arrows too, because Rain of Arrows is another like build that you can play. You can play Tornado Shot, but I just like Lightning Arrow because it just vaporizes things instantly. With Rain of Arrows, you cast it and then they rain down, so there's like a little bit of a delay, and I feel like Lightning Arrow just is so fast. But a lot of people like the Rain of Arrows probably because you don't have to aim to. You shoot it and it just kind of covers most of the screen if you get enough AoE. But you know what? Since I've never really done Rain of Arrows like extensively in the end game, I might actually try it out sometime. We can try it out. I mean, there's a bunch of new skills this league, so we're gonna try out the new Ice Shot. We're gonna try out the new Elemental Hit. I think the new Elemental Hit is the one to go for though, because usually how it works with any
That would only slow me down.
ranger build, most of the time you don't go for you either go for like one element. Oh, is this the? That's the old one. We can get rid of that one. Let's see. Yeah, usually you'll go for one element, but this one goes for all of them with the elemental. So now that we've killed the boss, we're gonna get the waypoint, and this guy's gonna say, "What in damnation?" And then you're gonna go to the Torch Courts, and basically everything is now on fire that you killed that boss, and we're gonna go into the other zone. Oh, what is that? An enkindling orb. Okay. Some items it's better just to sell ASAP. I'll check what that one's worth. Maybe like 1 or 2 for a Chaos Orb, and then we can start building up towards more stuff. We were 44. We can swap to our brand new amulet. Is it this one yet? Okay, cool. And now we have 35% damage reduction from physical. Cool. And then I'm trying to look at what our next upgrade is. It's probably going to be the gloves. We can use the little scanner tool to find out what's the best, but I don't have any more orbs of alchemy or chaos orbs, so I'm going to have to farm those. You don't have to complete this like little thing where you collect the little 3 things. It happened to be on the way, so I just went ahead and did it. But yeah, Elemental Hit will be very, very awesome to try out later. And the reason why I want to try out later versus now is because Lightning Arrow just dunks on the content. Because Elemental Hit is going to shoot literally 3 arrows, and the 3 arrows, well, it's just 3 arrows that it shoots out. Now I do have chain, so that kind of helps out. So each one of the arrows could chain 2 times. So if we do 2 times 3, but remember, it'll chain 2 different times. So instead of hitting 6, it will hit 9, if that makes any sense. Yeah, a unique amulet, but it's usually pretty much garbage. Jeweler's Orb, okay. Can maybe try to get some more sockets and something. Specifically our boots. Yeah, it's 1. Like, it'll suck if we don't get it on this, but like the chance of it going to 1, oh, there it goes to 4. Okay, perfect. Now I have a lot more room to play around with stuff. So now I can move Grace over here. I can move Precision over here. I can move Summon Stone Golem over here, and I can put back this elemental damage for our Ballista, which is great. And then we can also throw in Second Wind with Dash, wherever Dash is. Sniper's Mark, where's Dash? Lightning Arrow, cold damage. Where's Dash? Oh, it's right here. Oh, I can put back the added cold damage. Cool. Now this can have even more damage. This amulet's probably garbage, but we actually have another skill point waiting for us as well. So now we have the item that we can return, and we're gonna get a reward off of that. And then we can go to the ossuary, and this is going to be a quest to get the Sign of the Purity. Oh, we gotta go all the way around. It tells us to go over there, but like it's gonna make us go all the way around. Making us walk for it. Is it really not over here? Oh, it's a big walk around. Okay. But this is why I love movement speed. That's why I prioritize getting Fox Shade, getting anything with movement speed. At the very beginning is key to going way faster. So we can get this, and we need the sign of purity for something. And then we're good with this area. We're going to turn in some of the quest items so we're less bloated here. Hey, so I'm a complete beginner. I want to ask you, what is the best tip you can give for a beginner in turn 1 to aim for? So right now, here, I don't know if you're following the guide, but we have the full walk through the guide, and we're doing it right now. So I'm not sure exactly what's the best tip that you're looking for. These are a jewel. How a jewel works over here is if you get the jewel socket, which could be like right here, I could put in whatever this gives us. It'll give it to us, but this is kind of worthless for us. But going back to your question, Hadir, you can ask away. Let's grab this for the reward. We have no room actually, so we're gonna have to make some room, play some Tetris for a second. But I recommend following a guide. It doesn't have to be my guide. Just follow anyone's guide on Path of Exile. The game is definitely not beginner friendly at all. We're gonna get this last life node over here. And then what we're going to do is we can get these additional arrows. So I'm going to get an additional arrow here, and there's another additional arrow here. If we want to get more life, this is another cluster that you can get, which gives you evasion rating plus life. So we can go from here. We can grab this. There's actually some more elemental damage and penetration over there. It's kind of hard to go this far into the tree, because this is like basically 2 skill points that are not worth it, because you can go up here eventually, and you can get more life, and we're gonna go up here anyways because there's life leech, there's more life, there's more life here, there's more life here. We can basically get this kind of M looking shape, and there's also some spell suppression, which we will eventually get what's called spell suppression cap, which means we take 50% damage reduction from all of the spells in the game, which is pretty massive to get. But now that we've turned in a bunch of things, we're gonna go back, and we are going to get the Katava's Torments quest done. Let's go ahead and do that. So it's going to be kind of towards the bottom here. I don't know what's marking that one over there. I'm pretty sure it's this way though. But this quest over here will give us another skill point. And we're going to do all the skill point quests. But if you need the link, Hadir, let me know. But it's just like the most recent videos that I've uploaded. So all I'll probably do for the next couple days is play this. Maybe finish a couple other uploads that I had. But yeah, PoE, man. There we go. There's the real card. Yeah, I knew it was going to be down there. So what we got to do here, we don't really have to get the waypoint here because we're just going to go here for a moment. So we're looking for these parts. So we're going to collect the 3 parts. So we're looking for like it's like the hair, the tooth, jaw or something. Okay, so it's the jaw, hair, and something else. But basically, just get 3 of the green quest items and keep it going. This area is pretty easy, especially for this build. As you guys have seen, let's just shoot once and everything's pretty much dead. There's this tooth and then the hair. That's the last one, which should be up here. There we go. Oh! Dang, we got no room. Okay, hold on. Are these any good? That's actually not that bad. If I needed the stats, oh my gosh. I almost ripped. We don't need this belt anymore though. Conductivity we could level up. Alright. I hate how some quest items in video games, they just take up more than like 1 square. Just make all the things very tiny. You can scale the size. Maybe 2 could be okay. Alright, so we turn those in over here, and now we got 2 extra skill points, and we can get the additional arrow, or we can get more life. Now, it's kind of up to you. What do you want? Do you want more defenses? Do you want more offense? I mean, our offense is like really solid already, I'm gonna be honest. We could also look at getting a jewel socket. That's another option. Or I can look at getting this other spell suppression. That's another option. And I believe we have evasion on everything. So that's another option where we can get this thing where it says, where is it? You have, is it here? I think it might be in one of the evasion ones where it's like, you have 15% chance to suppress spell damage. So it is this way. So if we get this over here, it's a chance to suppress spell damage. If we have a helmet, body armor, and gloves, and boots all have just at least one evasion rating, we're going to get that. So that could be something to consider as well. And I think that we are going to go for that eventually. But right now, I feel like our damage is pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and actually go towards this. I'm going to grab all of these nodes over here. All of these nodes give us life and evasion rating. So basically more survivability. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go back over here. And we're going to go from here. This is another area that's like one of the Path of Exile. Like if you didn't know about it. Oh, we need to reactivate our buffs over here. It's a little small sliver over here. And that's going to lead us to the next area. Oh. So we just did Kitava's Torments. If you need to check out what quests you've done, so it's just Kitava's Torments and then Service to Science that you need to do. So the small sliver over here. It's somewhere around over here, I want to say. You go over here to the Cathedral Rooftop. Okay, it's so small. I missed it the first time I ever played the game. I was like, where the heck do I go? It's a very tiny little sliver there. Oh, there we go. Oh, cool. Collect all of the things. Upgrade all these. Oh, I was talking about Hex Touch. Do we have room for Hex Touch? We have Second Wind, Dash. I need to do some more sockets, man. I don't really need Precision, though. Because I'm not even using it. Trying to move all these over. I could just run dash right there. That's fine. And then I would run out of Second Wind. I want to show you guys this because this is actually pretty cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to get two things. We're going to get Mana Forged Arrow and Frenzy. So we can go to Act 3. We're going to go to the library. Remember how we got the candlestick and we got all those, like this guy, Siosa, he's got all the skills. Yeah, we want to get Mana Forged, which is going to be a green one. It's a support one. So we want Mana Forged Arrows. And then we're also going to throw in Frenzy, which is going to give us Frenzy charges. Frenzy. So now, when we spend a certain amount of mana, it's going to activate Frenzy. And what we could do, if this was red, we could add Life Tap to make it a little bit better. It's another green, so I can throw in another bow skill if I want to. So what would I throw in here? There's really not anything that I'm like super interested in getting, but since I have a bunch of damage, I can throw in another support if I wanted to. Anything really, it doesn't really matter too much, but I don't think it's not, again, super necessary. Basically, just to make it simple, just Frenzy, Mana Forged Arrows. If you have more room, you can throw in something else, but it's going to make the mana cost higher. So how it works is once I exceed 300% of the mana cost, which is right now, what is it? I'm only using this for the Frenzy charge, so I can keep it at, it doesn't really matter for the level. I'm just using it for the charge. So the damage of the Frenzy doesn't matter. So Frenzy charge is going to give us basically more damage. Why am I not putting the currency in the stash? Well, with Siosa, you actually have to use it, and I'm just kind of using the currency as we progress. And as we level this up, well, let's see. So it deals less damage than that. Let's see. We can actually look up what this is actually kind of important to actually show you guys too. So if we go to PoEDB, Mana Forged. I like PoEDB. This is like actually one of my favorite websites for Path of Exile. So if I go to Mana Forged Arrows, as I level it up, this supported skill deals less damage. So it doesn't really matter too much on this skill to level it up. Not really, because I'm just using it for the thing. So if I want to, I can just unupgrade it. Now, is there a point to upgrading it? It doesn't make the mana cost like change, so honestly, it probably doesn't matter. Usually when I play Path of Exile, I end up having like 500 tabs open. It's totally normal to have that, but it doesn't really matter too much. We're just using it for the frenzy charge. But there's pretty much no reason, I would say, to not upgrade it. I don't think it increases the mana cost. But you can see now we have these frenzy charges, so we deal more damage and more attack speed and cast speed, which is awesome. It's just free extra stats. Now you can have multiple mana forged arrows, and it's actually pretty fun. But we're kind of tight on room right now since this thing is scuffed and only has one. But you can do like mana forged arrows, and then you can run things that like entangle the enemies for us, like ensnare. Now, do we want to upgrade frenzy? I really don't care to upgrade it. I just want it for the charges. I don't need to make it like cost more. So this is this boss Katava. That little swipe thing does a lot of damage. So how he works is you do damage to him, and then his heart comes out, and then you do damage to the heart. So when he does that, don't stand in the red puddle. That was the staff that we picked up over there. That's why I like to have like the stone golem for the extra regen. It's kind of nice with vitality. Helps out for sure. So now we gotta shoot the heart. This thing is tanky. Even though we do an insane amount of damage, it's very tanky. Don't stand in the giant AoE. Oh, almost ripped over there. We just like took 0 damage from that because we just dodged it. Or evaded it. This is a pretty easy boss fight though. Like I said, the first boss in this game is actually one of the hardest bosses in the game. Because it slows you down. And then we die. Sin saves us. It's part of the game. Like, you actually can't fight him now. You're not powerful enough, then you gotta get stronger, and then you get to fight him. It was actually a really short act. We actually just dunked on everything here. And we actually explained a lot in this one. It's because our movement speed is really, really fast, because I have a bunch of timestamps that I make sure that we hit. Now there is, okay, we're going to go to Sail to Rare class, and then we're going to do another. This quest is optional, but it does give us access to more gems, and it's definitely worth it, as I like to experiment, and later down the line, if we want to grab another gem, it just makes things much easier. So what we can do is we can clear out the Twilight Strand, so we're going to exit left from the waypoint.
I'm not the same woman I was. Ray class.
Let's see, everything's just dying. These guys took like 2 or 3 hits. Oh, we got an elite over here. And he's gone. Ooh, nice. That's actually a pretty nice item. Like the worm scale. It's 4 linked, but I don't really need it at the moment because I like our current armor a lot. I always get this armor just because it's so fast for leveling. There's really just no competition. Later though, when we get our next Ascendancy point, what we can do is we can instead running Roth's Reach for the chain, because chain significantly increases your clear speed. Is there more here? Oh, there's one hiding in the back. This is basically like Den of Evil in Diablo 2. It's always like one enemy at the very, very end.
My mana is gone.
Oh, I'm glad, Katana, that the Barbarian Guide helped you out. I'm really excited about the Diablo PTR that's starting in just a couple days. So I want to grind some PoE, and then it's going to be a massive amount of Diablo time. So did we clear this one out? Oh, there's like one enemy or something. Okay, please be it. Please be it. Don't make me go walk around all over again. Okay, so you see it. Wait, why did the number go up? 3 monsters remain. Oh, he summons monsters is how he works. Okay. So I'm looking at the left where it says 1 monster remains, 2 monsters remain. I'm like, well, what's going on? There's more of them are coming out. So we're gonna go ahead and talk to Lily. She'll give us a reward, but the reward that we're actually interested in is the more gems. Go talk to our Dark Leader. Oh, you know what? It actually unlocks later, but we still do the quest now. It's funny because it says talk to Lily for a reward, but Lily's not here yet. But oh wait, she's over here. Wait, I could have sworn she's actually over here. Did they move her? Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they moved her. I'm pretty sure before she's over there. So there's a bunch of other gems that we can have access to. Now, which ones do I want? I don't need anything at this moment. Later, we can get other gems. So we can get like the crit. We can get added lightning damage. There's a lot of other things that we'll get, and we want to get it for later on. I just do it right now since, well, we got some extra time. So we just breezed through that last act. It was like less than 40 minutes because we did that other side quest. But next act is going to be part 6, act 6. So at this point, we've completed half the acts, but we're more than halfway done. And the reason why is the rest of the game is a lot shorter because, well, the final act is pretty short compared to the rest of them. The first 3 acts are just a lot longer, and there's a lot of stuff to explain, but that's going to go ahead and wrap up part 5, act 5. So drop a like on your way out. I'll see you guys in part 6 very soon. Peace out. But that's going to go ahead and be it for the night from you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. If you guys are new here and want to catch me tomorrow, we'll be playing some more Path of Exile. I might play a little Overwatch tomorrow as well, since kind of getting to the point where I'm not necessarily burnt out of the game, but I don't really need to rush this because Overwatch's update only has a character available for the weekend. It's the new DPS. It's only available for a short amount of time, so, well, I want to try to access the thing while I can. Oh, Aztec's stream. Let's go ahead and pass on the host to him. But thank you so much, guys, for stopping by. Really appreciate it. If you're new here and you want to catch me again, pink plus in the middle right if you're watching this on TikTok. If you're watching this over on Twitch, you guys can click on the purple heart in the bottom right, or if you're watching this on YouTube, just hit subscribe. You'll see more of my content very soon. But take care, have a great day and night, and stick around for some more Path of Exile. One of my homies is streaming, so, and he's a goat. Like, he's insane at the game, man. I learned a lot from him, in fact. Anyways, peace out, guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Jesus, man, I can't fucking... I'm just trying to the fucking